Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Checkerboard Podcast. My name is Default. We're here for episode 3. I'm here with DJ Panda as per usual.
Oh, what is good? All right, so what was that opening topic that you had for us, Sir Default?
Sorry, I just had a cough attack. Oh my god, that's why I went really quiet for a few seconds there.
Oh no, you're good. I was
Um,
like, did my internet just die, or
no.
is he dying?
Yeah, you
He's
can kind of
dying,
hear it.
guys. This is the end of. Guys, I regret to say it, but I'll be completely taking over the Checkerboard Podcast. DefaltEVM has gotten COVID and fucking died.
Okay, I got
This is
water.
this is very sad, very sad, guys.
I
Oh, never
know.
mind. He ate the revive fruit.
Yeah, I ate the
Make a
revive fruit.
Make a bone joke, nerd. Go on.
Oh man, dude. I
Yo!
can't. Dude. Alright, we're not. I want to talk about One Piece, but we'll save that for a later episode.
Yeah. We should also not to spoil anything, but Mohawk Ogre. I'll call him by his tag name. Is reading Chainsaw Man right now, and he's like, "Yo, I would love to like discuss more on Chainsaw Man if I ever make it on the podcast." And I'm like, "I'm cool with
Dude,
this."
I'm down with that.
So it'd be nice to have a third person to corroborate about Peak with. I actually am a little behind. I haven't read like the two newest chapters.
I've been a bit behind too, I'm not gonna lie. I've not been reading the newest ones. But anyway, start off the stream. I want to talk about the Funko drop that happened yesterday or the day before. I know
Rip.
you didn't get the experience, did you?
Ripperoni. There are so many. I think that I'm still gonna go. I'm like paying attention. This is one of my I think that this is a better drop than the last Comic Con one. Like the Going Merry and UI Goku were like the only ones that I cared about. I mean the other ones were
Yeah.
good, but like there's so many bangers in this one.
I copped most of the bangers from this one actually. I think I got like 5 of them if I'm right. I mean, I didn't order them all, but the first one I
Yeah,
got was the Spider-Man because that one showed up in my Walmart really early. So I got
yeah,
that.
that was in my Walmart on Black Friday, so
Did you
I
buy
copped
it?
that as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice. And then on Wednesday, I only had one priority that day, and you know what that priority was. I had to get the
hell
fucking
yeah.
Thousand Sunny, dude. Which,
What a
interesting
W pop.
story. I don't know if you heard this or not, but that one wasn't the first one to sell out.
It was Ukiyoda. I knew because like I literally like just went into checkout like just for the fuck of it, and I went in and like immediately, like literally immediately, Ukiyoda was sold out.
Yeah, that one I was surprised. I was like, damn, I didn't think that one would sell out before Luffy.
Dude, the Bleach fans are a little crazy. There's no Bleach Funko Pops, like none. Like there's a lot of One Piece ones. Well, not a. There's a
One Piece,
good amount of One
Naruto
Piece
definitely
ones.
has the most anime Funko Pops. No, Naruto or like fucking Dragon Ball Z,
I
Dragon
guess it
Ball.
depends if you count Pokemon. Like if you count Pokemon as that, then it's probably Pokemon.
Well,
But if not,
but I
probably
definitely
Dragon
think
Ball.
Dragon Ball is more because Dragon Ball has like way more years like ahead of like Pokemon. I mean, don't get
Not
me
only
wrong.
that, but like they could make. See, this is the big thing about Dragon Ball is that like there is like get two characters, right? Two characters, Goku and Vegeta, right?
Yeah,
You have regular Goku, you have regular Vegeta, you have Super Saiyan for both of them, you have Super Saiyan 2 for both of them, you have Super Saiyan with lightning for both of them, you have Super Saiyan 3 for Goku, Majin Vegeta, you have God forms for both of them, you have Ultra Instinct. Like there's so like I could probably list off 30 Funko Pops for both those characters in no time whatsoever, just for those two.
it is
So it's
insane how many there are for them.
Yeah, so like because of the way that Dragon Ball is with its transformations, it's just keen for like making a ton of Funko Pops. And Naruto's kind of similar. Like there's a lot of Naruto ones, but like most of them are just like him eating ramen or like him with the 30th version of the Rasengan. So, but like no one else
They
but
also just
Naruto really
milk
has
like a
that.
lot of other characters. Like they've made a shit ton of Kakashi pops too, which is crazy.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I think I actually have like 3 Kakashi Pops.
Like they have that. Like, but yeah, those are like the few like really big ones. But I actually got a lot of the convention ones. Like I was saying, like I got the Luffy too, and then today, I got Jack the Ripper from
Mm,
Black Clover, Black Clover. And I did
that's a good
actually,
looking one.
I actually did find an Ulquiorra. Luckily enough, I was
Oh
surprised.
wow.
They had two at my GameStop.
Oh
Um,
wait, they're oh my
Near my
god, they're
Walmart.
in stock right now.
What on the website?
Like in stores.
Well, so when I went to our mall, they didn't have it there. I was like, damn, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this one. But then I went to the other one that's like near my Walmart, and they had it, and they had like two. I got like the second to last one, and I would
Oh
have picked
dude.
you up the other one, but I'm pretty sure they still have that limit of one.
Nah, that makes
So
sense. I like didn't even know that like because normally when they go on sale online, like like all the No Way Home pops are on sale online right now, but like they're not. You can't buy them in store. They're not available in store. I thought it was one of those things.
no, all of the convention ones are all in the stores right now, or they should be at least. Like,
Damn.
especially if this WinterCon, all of them have been in stores like super ahead of time. Like Ulquiorra hit stores probably like 2 weeks ago, but they just couldn't put them out like until probably today or yesterday or the day before. So
Yeah, that's a rip.
oh, and also
Honestly,
the situation for the official stickers is fucked. I don't know if you heard about that, but
nah. What happened with that?
all of the pops there. So if you went to the convention, they don't have them at the convention. You can only reserve them there, and even then, they're like a shit ton more expensive. So like for example, regular size pops, I'm pretty sure are going for like $50 down there, and
What?
then for the Luffy, I believe it's like 150 if I'm right, or 120 somewhere around there.
Dude,
But
I bet you that they're doing this hoping that people fucking like I don't know if they're doing this to prevent scalping or encourage it.
well, I mean, either way, the official sticker ones are going to be impossible to get. Like, good luck getting your fucking official sticker Luffy or your official sticker Ulquiorra, because that's not going to happen.
That's so crazy, dude. Because like people are probably still like there's gonna be less scalping, that's for certain. But like the people who are going to scalp it are going to scalp it for just disgusting prices, man.
They did a good job with preventing scalping with this one, though. Like,
Yeah, the way that you had to like wait in line and they also had the Kachka, a two-layered Kachka right away. That was good. I thought that was smart.
well, no, the other thing that I was going to say is because if I don't know if you saw it or not, but there was a limit of one per household. And, like, this one YouTuber I watched for it, like, him and his girlfriend both collect. And he's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna be able to, or like me or my girlfriend aren't gonna be able to get, like, we're not both gonna be able to get one. And I'm like, you can literally just walk to the other room. It's, oh my god, no. Oh no, can't see it right in your immediate room. Like, it's not that big of a deal, dude. Like,
Right. No, I completely agree. Like literally the only reason why I could see that being a problem would be like if like let's say for an example like this was happening with let's say that me in the future was living in this time like I'm like 40 and I collect these and I have an 18-year-old kid who's on his way out of the house
then,
but
like, yeah, I get it at that
like
point.
that but like that is so specific. Like I bet you that's happened to like two people. So I mean, and in that case like you could probably go to the trouble of being like, hey, I'm gonna ship this to your house, is that cool? But like the net positive here, like, there's definitely probably a hold on scalping, and I think that that's very obvious due to the fact that like it did like I think Luffy took about an hour and 15 minutes to sell out. And like take example what the Pokemon Center did with the Squishmallows, and those sold out in 30 minutes because people definitely scalped them.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. I didn't get to see the drop for that one, but I can definitely imagine it.
Dude,
Which,
I had a notification for it. Went onto the website to get that Gengar one. It crashed and then it was sold out by the time I got it to work again.
that's how it be.
I,
Of
yeah, I know. It was
course.
so bad. It was so bad, dude. I was so mad.
So we could
Like
probably.
that
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Oh no, you're good. We saying we could probably move on to
I can say that was a
the
pretty good transition for the whole main thing of the episode.
true. Actually, I want to say one thing like really quick that this is kind of more of a me rant thing and this is just a great way to do it but this is also a really good transit like this is a good transition from this and also to that. But So because it's like all Nintendo related,
Yeah.
but I have been, I mean, I know that you kind of knew, but I have been like working my literal ass off at getting good at Smash Bros. So that I could compete in a tournament. Um, like that's happening like next year in June.
Yeah.
And dude, I was so hyped for it. I was gonna get to meet like Hungry Box and shit like that.
Is this
to
the
see
one
what
that
he
got
said that
canceled with that whole fucking controversy of Panda or whatever?
Yeah, yeah, no, dude, a whole line of fucking tournaments got canceled. And like they're probably like Panda might be able to get the right like be able to do it like to a smaller extent. But like, oh dude, I was so upset cuz like I already paid for my tickets. And like I said, like Hungry Box is like, yeah, I'm going to be at this one and I had the plans to go to that one. Um and like I was so hyped. I was gonna get to meet him and a couple of the people who work for Panda, like Mars and Wadi. I don't know if you know who they are, but
No.
like they're both really cool content creators. And I was gonna get to meet them, and then Nintendo's just like, oh, yep, nope, we're not gonna let that happen. Like in their official statement, they were like, yeah, we have nothing against tournaments or anything like that, but we just didn't want to give them the rights. And we're like, okay, so you have something against tournaments? Like they literally like were like, "Yep, we have nothing against this, but here's what we have against it." And I'm like, "Okay, that's cool, I
Bozos?
guess." Yeah, literal bozos. Uh, but was here is the question. Here is the big thing.
All right.
Default. Is Nintendo a bozo for dropping Scarlet and Violet this early?
Well, I mean, they put out a bug fix patch, so I didn't get to experience that yet, but honestly, I changed my whole mind on the statement I made on Twitter a bit like probably like a week or two ago. I think it's actually a pretty solid game.
Oh yeah, I even without the bug fixes, I think that I will agree. See, here's the thing. I am of the mindset that I think that as long as a game, I don't know if this is controversial or not, and I think that if people took this to the extreme, then it could be a problem. But I think that in moderation, this is an okay thing. But one of the problems with Nintendo is that like they give Game Freak a very strict schedule. Like they're like, we need you to do this at this time or else. And so Game Freak kind of doesn't really have a lot of leverage. So like when they need to drop something, they need to drop it. And like I would rather my game be good, not have like not cause problems with the developers, like or the people who allow them to publish the game onto a platform like Nintendo to Game Freak,
Yeah.
and have some visual glitches than not have a game at all, because that's pretty much all it was.
Yeah.
There. Oh god.
No. I was gonna say, yeah, I agree with what you were saying there. Like, honestly, I don't think the story or anything was that bad. Like, I thought it was probably one of the best stories they've had in a while. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got spoiled for the story because I watched a YouTube video before I got to finish playing it. But like, dude, that ending segment is like, I was talking to my girlfriend and we were playing through it, and I'm like, holy shit, this is kind of giving me the chills, dude. Like, kind of cringy for that, but like, oh, dude. I know there was all those errors and shit, but the ending just doesn't not give me the chills. I don't know what it is. I just feel like that was a definitely like very different change for a Pokemon game, but a good one. I'll say that was a really good change.
Yeah, I agree, and this is probably what my favorite part about the entire story was for the new game. Spoilers, by the way. Is that I really thought that
Oh, do you also sorry to cut you off, but do you want me to put the spoilers thing on or no?
it depends. Okay, so the way that I had this laid out, we can do that. But the way that I had this laid out, we would talk about the story last. To
Okay,
keep
yeah,
the spoilers
let's do
towards
that.
the end.
Let's do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
then we'll hold off. Ending was good. Just know that the ending, and there was one core part of the story that was really good, but we'll get back to that
Yeah.
later.
Do we want to talk about the three different storylines? Do we want to go like down the line for them or?
So the way that I had this is that we would start with kind of get the negatives out of the way.
All right, that's
and
fine.
discuss how the gameplay and how it runs and what exactly like. So I'm sure that anyone who uses Twitter has seen a couple of the big
The funny bugs.
the funny bugs, the one that I don't know if you saw this, but there's this one. It was you're in a trainer battle and there's this dude that just the dude was just walking in the middle of it, in between these two Pokemon fighting, and this guy was just walking in between it, and I'm like, look at this dude. Another
That's
really
pretty
good one was the one of Fuecoco falling down into the water. That's a good one.
I don't think
I don't know
saw
if you've
that
seen
one.
that one.
I've seen the one where the trainer stretches out.
Oh yeah.
And the one where the one that personally happened to me is I got stuck in a fucking fence, and surprisingly the game fixed itself and it teleported me back out. But my one gripe of the game that really fucking pisses me off and scares me is the game will just randomly crash sometimes. I don't know why it just does, but it's happened to me probably 2 or 3 times now. It's scary because I could just catch a shiny Pokemon, which I did actually finally get my first shiny. And
A word.
I'm lucky because if my girlfriend didn't see it, I would have fucking missed it. But yeah, no, I don't like the random game crashes that it has. I don't know why that happens, what makes it happen, but
I think that
that's probably my biggest gripe.
No, I agree with that because that's happened to me 2 or 3 times too, and I think that it has a lot to do with what I was saying before. That the Switch was this game was not meant to be played on the Switch. There's way too much rendering going on. This game, I think that the only time that it will have to render in new contents is when you go into the city where your school is and when you go into the crater. That is literally the only time that you are getting the game gets a chance to breathe and load in renders. And I'm not going to lie, I don't think that Game Freak owes it to us to have full open world. I love that, and I'm very happy that I have the ability to just ride Meridian from literally one point of the map to the other with no hesitation. But I wouldn't be against them adding in those tunnels. Or just do it you know how old Pokemon games had little tunnels in between little just bridgeways in between certain sections. I'm not against them doing that. I have no problems with them doing that for at least the cities. You know how when you the city where your school is, when you enter that city, it kind of loads in. You have to load into the city if you go through the gate.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be against them doing that for all the cities. It's just one less thing that they have to render. And maybe that would have proven a little difficult, but that game was not meant to be played on the Switch. Go when you're not playing it handheld, because I've heard it runs a lot better handheld, and I've heard people who've played it completely handheld have run into literally 0 glitches. But literally take it all play the game for 2 hours. Take it off your dock and just listen to it. It sounds bad. It literally sounds really bad. That's probably the other good thing about playing the raids though more is it gives it when you're in a raid, the whole map isn't open. It's just that little area that you're in the raid. So it kind of gives your Switch a break, which is why I just spam raids most of the time. But still, that game is not healthy for the Switch. And if you know what, for some reason, if some Nintendo if that one of the few viewers in here is one of the Nintendo guys, one of the big Nintendo guys, make a Switch Pro, you cheap fuck. I'd pay money for it. You want to make money? Give me a console that's not from 2013. Get better like everyone else's. Anyway, I'm not going to get on that rant. But I love what the Switch is, and it is probably my favorite console by a country mile, but it sucks. It is a terrible fucking piece of hardware that it has worse hardware than a PlayStation 4 Pro.
Yeah. I literally have heard when I was playing the game, my fucking thing was heating up so much. I could literally feel it, and I could hear it too. It was crazy. I was like, what the fuck is going on with my Switch, bro? So I definitely know what you're talking about. That shit was fucking insane.
Yeah, definitely. And like, the thing is too is like I know that there's like a lot of lay people who, and I don't like saying lay people because like I don't know that much about this kind of stuff either. But like I know, to what I know that there could be improvements that could be made. But like take for an example the Steam Deck, which that can literally run a Switch emulator and not overheat for like 7 hours, which to run an emulator, you
Damn.
need to be able to run your software and that entire software within your software. It is quite literally inexcusable right now. Well, granted, the Switch, like the Steam Deck is, I think it's like $500 or something like that. But like people would pay $500
To
for
play
a better
actually really
Switch.
good, yeah.
Like, because the thing is too is like, so if they I mean I wouldn't want them to like completely design it like I one of my favorite things about the Switch is like the whole controller thing where like you can use like the little Joy-Cons, um
Yeah, I think
like
it's a really good
and
idea that
swap
they
them out.
did.
It and like the Steam Deck has it like all in one so that they can also fit more room for extra hardware. But like I wouldn't be against them just like like it doesn't have to be as like wait, they need to do a better Switch. I feel like it's definitely possible. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's what we're kind of talking about right now. Like literally, like look up the specs on the Steam Deck. That thing is insane.
It's
That thing is
nuts.
probably as powerful as a PC from like I would say the best PC like 5 years ago. Which obviously that's bad. Like I mean, okay, it's not bad, but like a PC from 5 years ago can still run like freaking like Horizon Zero Dawn, which is like way better than anything that the Switch is running. Like I know that there's some like there's some Switch games like Xenoblade Chronicles that like look good, but the thing is they don't render in the whole game at once. And the idea of a Pokemon game that you can operate and like go through that you can like go through the whole map is awesome. Like the concept of Pokemon Violet is awesome, but it's just not good for the Switch. It's really like your Switch will probably fucking die if you run that game for too long consistently, which I do because I'm stupid.
Yeah, I probably should have turned the game off sometimes. Whoops, I kind of left it on. Oh well.
Yeah, it is probably good to play it on your like on your dock because I believe the dock has like ways of cooling it. I could be wrong about that. I don't know.
I don't really
Um
know.
but like I just know that the Switch is well overdue and like I was so excited when I heard about the Switch OLED. I was like, "Oh my God, are we actually like getting like a better Switch? Are we getting like a Switch Pro?" And they're like, "We made it OLED." And I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "Well, we made it OLED." And I'm like, "Well, that's cool, Nintendo. Thank you. I'm not spending $100 more for cooler glass." Because nobody plays the Switch Portable. And the people who play the Switch Portable aren't going to buy a $400 Switch. They're going to buy a $200 Switch Lite or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, and that one's pretty good. It's pretty nice. My girlfriend
Yeah,
has one, so
yeah, that's what I heard. I heard like, it's good for like it's good for people who just play like freaking Animal Crossing. Like
yeah, that's
there's no
exactly what she does. She
reason.
plays Animal Crossing.
Yeah, like there's literally no reason for someone who plays Animal Crossing to play a Switch on like a 50-inch flat screen television. There's just no reason for it. So like literally like the Switch like that's the greatest thing about the Switch is like I also really like the idea of them having the Switch Lite, but like they've made a downgraded version for people who don't want to spend as much money on it. Now we literally just need them to make like a version of this console for like people like I'm sorry, I
For the
know that
hardcore
this is going
gamers.
like exactly. Like I want to spend 5 hours grinding out fucking raids to get perfect IV'd Pokemon. Like I want to do that. I want to shiny hunt without worrying about my Switch crashing and the game crashing. Cuz like I that is a Switch thing. That is 100% a Switch thing. That's not a Pokemon Violet thing.
Do you wanna start talking more about Pokemon Violet and
Yeah,
Scarlet?
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I could go on about that for so long. That's like one of my biggest things. I'm like, oh, that like, just gets under my skin so bad. Okay,
So how do you feel
so
about the new
game.
Pokemon? I don't.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't.
that's actually little. That was literally the next question I was going to ask.
Okay, I was gonna say because I mean I know we said about the story, but we should definitely talk about the new Pokemon because, yeah, I don't know. I think they did pretty decent with the new Pokemon. Let me pull up the decks. I know what I'm looking at. But
Yeah, well, while you're pulling that up, I'm gonna say one thing quick, and then I'll let you take the floor because I just got on the biggest soapbox and made like probably one of my favorite rants ever.
all right,
But
go ahead.
my general consensus is okay. Typical Game Freak, the starters are a mixed bag, like they have been for the past couple generations. There's bangers, there's clangers, but I think that there's something good about all of them that I could understand why everyone likes them. Like from all forms. I'm sorry, but Fuecoco line is literally the best. I'm not taking questions on this one. That Skelder Edge is just objectively awesome. One of my favorite Pokemon ever, like including Fuecoco, and I have a lot of. I mean, I know I have a lot of Fuecoco bias, but
You know,
out of everything, I would probably say that Annihilape is my favorite Pokemon in the generation. That is just a perfect design.
and he's also just really fucking. I don't want to say overpowered, but he kind of is overpowered. I don't know if you use this move, but
Rage Fist. Just hit rage. Just trust me, guys. Get an Annihilape and just hit Rage Fist. You'll win. I promise.
yeah, you will. That's what I did. But yeah, no. Honestly, I think all the new starter designs are really good. I think not Fuecoco's, Quaxly's definitely the weakest, but I honestly really do like the Sprigatito line. I think it's a really good line. That line is honestly like a lot more solid than I thought. Cause like when I first saw the leaks and I saw the like final evolution, I'm like, that's kind of goofy looking, but it actually in the game it looks like it's really fun to use, and the attack is like pretty decent too. Cause I'm pretty sure it doesn't miss and it always lands a crit if I'm right. I could be wrong, but the move that it has is really good. I know that. I also like the typing, the grass dark type. That's kind of sick. But I definitely would agree. I like Skeledirge the most, but I would say Masquerade is definitely a close second. And then I would probably put Bon Clay as last, unfortunately. Even though he is the Bon Clay Pokemon.
The GOAT. Oh, quick fun little competitive fun fact. Skelder Edge, Fuecoco's third form.
Yeah.
His special move, Torch Song. So it's like little shtick thing is that it also boosts your special attack every time.
Yeah.
So if you use the throat spray item with him, throat spray increases your special attack if you use a vocal based move.
Oh my.
Yeah, no, literally that's another like I had two options. Like if I would use Annihilape and just spam Rage Fist until they died, but if he got knocked out, then I would throw in Skelder Edge and just spam throat spray, Torch Song until they died.
And then you know who you throw in after that?
Dude, oh my god, no, I'm sorry, Annihilape is not my favorite. Fucking Belly Bolt is perfect. I love him. Oh my god.
That's not who I was gonna say, but yeah, you can throw him in next. That still works.
No, dude, I fucking love that little man.
No, because here's the thing, right? Throw in all your Pokemon first, right? And then you know who you save for last? You save fucking King Gambit for last, because you know what he does? His ability is essentially anytime one of your allied Pokemon die, they all stack up for his ability, and his ability essentially is like he gains more attack and special attack for like every fallen comrade. So literally he becomes fucking busted when like all of them are dead. And he just becomes a fucking sweeping king, dude. I love King Gambit. I think he's so fucking cool. He's such a good designed Pokemon. And dude, whenever he walks around, I love it because he just fucking sits back in his like chair and just like rooms right around it. Like it's so fucking funny. I love him. He is such a good new Pokemon.
That was dude.
And Clodsire, I love Clodsire. I think Clodsire is my favorite of the new. Like I guess evolutions would be. I guess you could say, or like of an older Pokemon's new evolution. I love his design. He's such a wholesome little guy.
That's a really good regional. That's a really good regional form right there. You know what one like I would never use this. Like I would never be caught walking around with one of these. But like I look at him and he just gets like a little chuckle out of me because he's such a whimsical little man.
Who?
Toad's cool and Toad's cruel.
Oh, they're actually pretty funny too. I do like them.
Like I would never be seen owning one of them and like using them in battle, but like I like looking at them. They are very funny. The little limbs, like it looks like, you know what they look like? You know that meme of like the jellyfish from SpongeBob? Yeah, dude, like that's that's a really good one. I like that one a lot.
How do you feel about the pseudo legendary? Because I'm gonna be honest.
Godzilla.
I think he's kind of mid.
He's a worse Tyranitar. He's not bad, but he's just a worse Tyranitar.
Yeah, like I'm sure his typing's good, or well, actually no, yeah, because
Ice Dragon. That's like okay.
That's Kyurem's typing, so.
Yeah. I like the design. I like the whole Godzilla thing going on. I just think Tyranitar does it better.
Yeah, he does. I definitely agree. I don't know. I don't like how they look. I think the whole line looks kind of goofy. I mean, Baxcalibur's fine.
The first one makes me want to die. It is the most disgusting and vile thing I've ever looked at.
Like, how did that get approved? I don't it. The second one's... I think the second one looks good. Like, I feel like if they stuck to how the second one looked, I feel like Baxcalibur would probably look better, but...
Yeah.
There's something I don't like about Baxcalibur. I don't know what it is, but...
I think he's too boring. Like, I think that what makes Godzilla so cool, like why Godzilla is so cool, is because of like he was very simple and he's just kind of evolved. Like it's a very simple design. Like Godzilla is a design that is carried by Godzilla, not like it's the same thing as King Kong. King Kong is this basic ass fucking monkey, but like, you know, the design gets by because he's King Kong. Like you can't just give something a design like that and expect it to fly.
What Pokemon is King Kong? Or were you just saying King Kong just works because it's King Kong?
I was just saying King Kong because like that's just my best way of describing it. Like okay, like literally like just imagine if they just dropped like a fucking like let me give you an example, like two examples here. You have Ursaring, who's just a bear, and then you have his Hisuian form, which is also just a bear, but like design wise that shit claps. Like there's personality behind it. Like Pokemon has the ability to take a regular ass animal and push it to the extreme and add in wild concepts. It's just got like that thing's just Godzilla with some blades, which like I'm cool with. But like Tyranitar just does it better. Like
I think Baxcalibur would have just been cooler if like, because like his name is Baxcalibur, like Excalibur the sword. I think it would have been fucking sick if he had a sword in his back and he pulled out the sword when he was fighting. Like I think that'd be such a fucking cool concept. Because that's what I thought it was at first, but it's just like I don't know. It looks
it's
like
Godzilla.
Dude, it looks like Pochita's fucking like chainsaw sticking out of him. Like, bro, you are not Pochita. Get the fuck out of here. But. Yeah, I don't know.
Lord.
I feel like he's mid. He's kind of mid.
It's not like, it's definitely not offensive to look at, but like pseudo legendaries are like it's so complicated because pseudo legendaries should be like one of the best. Like they should be the best design. Like one of the best designs in the region. Like it's also really difficult when there's so many there's like so many old pseudo legendaries that like this game is just like, oh, here, have a Dragonite, which is a fucking good boy. I love Dragonite.
I love Dragonite.
So, okay, there's a lot of things that I want to talk about with this game. Like, I'm not going to move on. I'm not moving on to anything yet, but I was just thinking about this because of Dragonite.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if they did this in Sword and Shield, but it bothers me. Do all flying types... Like, in this game, I noticed, if you have the flying type attached to you, you're always flying in battle.
Oh, really?
Did they do that in Sword and Shield?
I don't remember. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, do you mean, like, they're always, like, flying in the air whenever they fight, or...?
Yeah, there is nothing, like, okay, in Pokemon Pearl, like, Staraptor's, like, he was on the ground, like, he was on his feet.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's literally the Pokemon that came to my mind, too. But yeah...
Us Gen 4s think the same.
I think they do always they're always in their like basic like flying animation whenever they fight.
Yeah, see, I'm okay. Like, there are some things, like all the bird Pokemon that are doing that. I'm like, yeah, sure. Same thing with Salamence. I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, Salamence looks weird as fuck when he's just standing there on the ground. So, like, seeing him flying, I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's fine. Like, he looks more natural flying. But like Dragonite, I don't like the way Dragonite looks flying because like his little wings look so good. Like when he's just standing there being a fat fuck. But like looking at those little wings like carrying him for an entire fight, it literally just makes me go like, nah, I'm good. I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all the Pokemon that have wings just fly.
Yeah, anything that has the flying type attached to it in this game is flying whenever it's in mid battle, but that's more of a personal thing. Like that's not like an actual problem with the game. I just was looking so forward to using Dragonite, and then I saw that, and it just like my OCD was just like, no, the fat boy needs to be on the ground because he's a fat boy.
I will say I do like some of these regional bugs, cause like you know how you always have your beginning, like you always have your bird, your bug, and then I guess you're like rodent. I guess you could say. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Lechonk.
Lechonk, dude, Lechonk's so good. I don't care for Oinkologne. I didn't use one personally. I didn't use any of the beginning Pokemon on my team except for Palmy, like his one.
Yeah, I had an Oink, like I had a Lechonk, and then it evolved, and I'm like,
Bruh.
ew. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
I like that the male one looks like an E-boy though. That's kind of funny, I think.
That is pretty funny. And then you got Tarantula and Spidops.
Okay, when I first saw Tarantulops, I was like, this thing is going to have the stupidest looking evolution. I was very surprised. I actually kind of like him. He's like a little fucking like ninja spider with the little mustache. He's got like the Master Roshi beard.
Wait, who Spidops?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
he's
that's a
alright.
it's a goofy little design. Like, I don't know, it's funny, I guess.
But I think the best one of the bugs is definitely fucking Nimble into Low Kicks. That is such a clean Pokemon. I love it. And it's also a bug dark type too, which is so cool. Because we haven't
Trying
it's
to remember which one that is.
It's the little cricket that evolves into the like metal looking bug with like
Is it the guy with like the chainsaws on his arm?
Yeah.
I called that boy Denji.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, it's fucking Denji. Like I saw him just like chilling on top of a mountain, and I'm like, yo, look at the dude.
I do really like that one. That one's so cool.
Yeah, that's a slick design. I think that's one that like, I really like the last one. Like I like him, but I think that one could have used one more. I think that we could have used a third stage of that.
They definitely could have used like a third stage for that one. But the one that I was surprised that got a third stage and a second stage was fucking Palmy. I did not expect that. And I mean, I feel like Palmo's really just not necessary. Like the middle evolution, like wow, guys, look, he stands up and he turns like a yellow color. Wow, insane.
Yeah, I think it could have went from one to 3, and we could have just skipped that awkward teenage phase from that one. But whatever, they're trying to be creative with these Pikachu clones. It's whatever, I guess. I don't know.
I like it. I like him probably the more than like, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Who's the one from last generation?
Isn't it that fucking
it's the
dark
hamster,
type?
That
little fat fuck.
That one was kind of cool. It was alright, but I definitely like Palmot more than that one, and I definitely like it more than Togedemaru too. I didn't really care for either of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Togedemaru's cringe. The one that I like the most that I think needs an evolution is Denende or whatever. The fairy type one. I kind of like him. He's just a little round boy.
That's probably my least favorite one. I hate the Dene. Ugh.
Damn. See, I think he needs an evolution. Like, I think he's so close to greatness.
I agree. If he got an evolution, I'd probably like him more, but I don't know. I can't really like him too much. I don't know what it is. I just don't really care for him. I think it's the anime that kind of ruined it for me. Bonnie and her fucking Dedenne. God, it's fucking awful pair.
You are giving me flashbacks.
But I don't know. Like I said, I feel like most of the Pokemon are solid this generation. Like besides the the ones we already talked about, like the regional evolutions, I guess you could say. I think Arbolive is a really sick Pokemon. Both the fucking like Armarouge and Surledge are really cool.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna go down the list here.
Yeah, I should probably pop open the Pokédex as well. Just
I think
trying to remind myself.
I love the Tumbleweed Pokemon. I think they're fucking funny as...
Dude,
I
I literally like...
They're so funny.
At first, when I saw just like a Tumbleweed rolling up to me, I'm like, did they just add like ambiance into this game? Like and then like it's there's a face and I'm just like, what the fuck?
I love
that
it.
was
He's
funny.
So
I like it. Yeah.
Dude, the first grass fire type Scovillain.
Dude, and that's such a good idea. That is such a good idea.
I was surprised that that's how they managed to do it. I was like, I wonder how they're gonna do that if they actually do. But nope, there it is. Finally, a fucking spicy pepper Pokemon.
Yeah, I thought that was genius. And this is one that I was I'm surprised I didn't use, and I probably only didn't use because of the fact that I choose Fuecoco. But I love the Sword Boy, fucking Surledge. Oh, dude.
Yeah, I know. That's the one I was like saying. Like that one is such a good Pokemon. I love it. I would have used it too, but yeah, pretty much the same reasoning for me. I was like, I'm not gonna use the same typing twice. I mean, I did with Annihilate, but like that was it.
Yeah, I mean, Annihilate is like, it was different enough, you know, like, and at least when you terrorized it, like, it became a solid fighting type. So it wasn't as bad, but like, I mean, it was close enough that like I definitely couldn't have used him too. That would have just been pushing it too far.
Dude.
Also, you know, one thing that I wanted to use.
What?
But I decided against using because of Arvin, which we'll also get into later.
Oh, you want to use his Pokemon?
Yeah, but I'm like, nah, that's him. That's all him. I can't use it.
Dude, the Pokemon I was going to talk about, the one I see on Twitter and everyone freaking out about that, I honestly love it too. Tinkaton. I love Tinkaton. My thought on this was at first I saw Tinkatuff in the wild and I'm like, that's whatever. But like looking at that, I was like it's so whatever. I don't care. And then I faced the Elite Four and I saw fucking Tinkaton and I'm like, okay, all right, you got me back. You've reeled me back in with this one. That is awesome. That was a peak Pokemon design. I love it.
That is definitely a good one. And I don't know if this is a controversial opinion or not because like I don't really talk to people about stuff like this. I just kind of vibe. But I really love Reverum.
Oh, Reverum is a really good Pokemon too. I know some people are like, "Oh no, guys, inanimate object Pokemon." Ooh, like, shut up. No, it's a good Pokemon. I do really like it. I like both of them. I was trying to shiny hunt Varoom for a little bit, but I didn't have any luck, so I just kind of gave up.
Yeah.
But
feel that.
He is a really cool Pokemon. Did you use one on your team?
Yes. Yeah, I did.
I didn't end up using it, unfortunately. I had a pretty good team I liked. Oh, man.
So I think what could be a good idea, we should talk about the Paradox Pokemon and then maybe get into the story a little bit.
I was gonna say, did you want to talk about the Paradox Pokemon before, or did you want to wait until after we got to like that part of the story?
You know, that actually might be a good idea. So yeah, if you want to slap that spoiler thing on, I guess we can get rolling into the story.
Yeah, let's get going. So, for me personally, I mean, I'm sure you probably will agree with this too, but the Arvin storyline that's probably the best storyline out of all of them.
Oh, that's not even. This is if you're still chilling in here and you haven't played the game yet, go start with the Titan. Like so. Okay, all right. Let's break this down. Let's break this down. So upon opening the game, You go through the regular lingo. Here's how you catch Pokemon. First of all, Game Freak. I know that there are people who still are there's probably some people whose first Pokemon game was Pokemon Violet. I accept that, and I know that that is going to be a reality for the rest of Pokemon's existence. Most of the people who play Pokemon know how to play Pokemon. And I'm very certain that there is definitely a way for us to click a button and cut right to the point where I am catching my starter, or I'm catching my starter. I get my starter, battle my rival, and then send me off. Take me away. Just at the beginning of the game, when you're typing in your name, just ask if you've played Pokemon before. And then you select a couple options, like I know how, like there's like a little checkbox or something that clicks I know how to catch Pokemon, I know how type advantages works, like just a couple general things that they teach you at the beginning. That way we're not wasting anyone's time. I know that this is something that like isn't necessary and that they don't have to add to these games, and like it would be more of a, it would add more, and obviously like with the game having glitches, them addressing those glitches before making something like that in the game is more important. But if that's possible, make it a thing, because like it's just 20 minutes of my life I'm never getting back.
Yeah. I also,
but oh, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I would probably say that. The other thing that I kind of wish they would do again that I really miss is when the fucking rival actually picked the Pokemon that's stronger against yours, because I feel like I'm getting tired of these baby rivals, bro. Like, wow, dude, you picked the fire type? Well, guess I gotta pick the grass type, so you're stronger against me. Like, no. I want to fucking fight against the one that's weaker, or the stronger against me. Like, I want a challenge. Like, maybe along with that, I feel like there should be a difficulty option as well. Like, that way you're not always on the fucking baby setting. And I'm not gonna lie, I've had struggles with this game, even though there's no, like, difficulty setting, because for me personally, I didn't train enough, and that's on me. But I think a difficulty option would be pretty nice. That way this rival actually picks one that was, like, stronger against yours. And there's, like, at least a little bit more of a challenge. But I get it, it's an E for everyone game, so I know that's not really a priority. But I feel like that'd be a really nice thing to have again.
This sounds like a Gen 5 supremacy moment, am I right, fellow Gen 5ers? But I see the Gen 5 approach is actually my favorite, because I like the fact that there was like a one, I don't know if anyone can vouch for me on this, but I always felt like as a kid, I always felt bad for the Pokemon that got left behind. And so I loved it that Gen 5 gave a trainer for all three, and that you had a rival that you were weaker to and a rival that you were better to. And I'm not gonna, like, dude, the rival battles are some of the most enjoyable. So, like, I'm cool with having more of them. Like, even though I thought that
Pneumonia.
I can't.
That's what I like to say, pneumonia. Fucking
True, cringe lord. Nah, I think she was okay. Like, I don't think that she's up there with red, or not red, with like blue and silver, but like she's better than the last couple have been. Like, she's definitely better than that fucker from Alola.
Yeah, better than how.
So
I like
yeah,
Hop.
so
Controversial take. I like Hop. I know I'm gonna get shot. I'm gonna get fucking.
is that Sword and Shield?
Yeah, I like Hop.
Wouldn't know. I also like her better than the people from Let's Go. Dude, the rival in Let's Go is literally a joke. Quite unironically a joke.
I never beat Let's Go, and I don't even remember, and I don't really care to. I don't give a fuck about those games.
I did it to get the Pikachu with really good stats that I could use competitively, because I find that funny.
Oh, fair enough.
So yeah, that's literally the only reason why I played it. And then I don't like the gen, like, so I guess also if you count like the remakes of Pearl and Diamond, I hate that rival too. So like,
you hate Barry?
He's annoying as fuck, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I like Barry. I'd put him in my top rivals. Maybe it's nostalgia speaking, but I like Barry.
If Dawn was the rival, because I like Dawn in the anime, like I'd be cool with that. But like, yeah, I didn't like Barry.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, she's like whatever. Like, I like the fact that she's like a already champion level trainer and is just like going on the journey with you again, just to like gas you up and like make you feel good. So, and that the thing is too is like, because that's what she is, it makes sense. Like they actually gave a valid reason for the person to pick the weaker one because she's literally trying to teach you how to Pokemon battle.
I
So
guess I
like
never thought of it
even
like
though
that, so that's kind of I do kind of agree with that. That's nice.
yeah, like even though like it's annoying that like they did that, like it's nice that they kind of gave a reason for it as opposed to it just being like, "Oh, I guess I'll pick the grass one." And I do also like that the director uses whatever one you didn't pick in your battle towards the end.
Yeah, I love when they do that. Like they did that in I'm pretty sure I think they've done that for the past 3 games if I'm right. Cuz like you said, they've been leaving the Pokemon behind before that.
Yeah, so that's cool. I'm glad that they're doing that. That's pretty swag-orific. But anyway, getting out of the beginning, the boring beginning stuff. Okay, so once you are done with the boring beginning stuff, and okay, I don't know how you feel, but I thought this was so funny how like you're going through the motions, you're in the school, you meet Arvin for the first time, and then like you get the call from the Casafia person, and they're just like, "Can you help with this? Can you help with this?" And then they just fucking wreck your ass, going like, "Did you commit to all of these things? How could you do that?" I thought that was so fucking funny.
Wait,
I was
what?
like you remember in the beginning when pneumonia, lol,
Mm,
tells you, "Oh, do you want to go on the gym challenges with me?" And then Arvin's like, "Oh, do you want to help me out finding all these Titan Pokemon?" And then the person for the Team Star calls and is like, "Do you want to help me eliminate Team Star?" All 3 of them ask you if you can help them do the specific thing that you're trying to like that they want to do, and if you say yes to all of them, then like you get put in an awkward situation where they're all like, "No, he said that they were going to do this with me." And like they're all arguing about it, and like you're just kind of there like, "Wait a minute, I thought that I was just literally playing the game and interacting with the story. What the fuck?"
dude, oh man. I can't wait to
Yeah.
talk about the fucking Team Star shit.
Well, just out of curiosity, what is your overall thoughts, good or bad, on it?
I feel like it's kind of mid. Like it's probably I don't know. Besides the Nemonas, I feel like it's probably the weakest one.
Okay, all right, I
Like
feel that. See,
I put Arvin first, and then maybe
of course,
that one second, and then Nemona last. I don't know. I don't really care for Nemona to be honest.
yeah. See, like it. See, the thing is, I would actually put Team Star in last, and it's not because of Nimona. It's just because I think the personalities of the gym leaders are so solid that it carries.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's fair. That
And I
I'll give
also
you that.
saying that liking Team Star. I thought Team Star was pretty damn good.
I really like the Team Star members too. I think they're all really cool.
And I thought that like they felt like a reasonable. Okay, actually, you know what? I didn't get to get into my biggest gripe with this game. Let me change my damn clothing, Game Freak.
Yeah.
I don't care that I'm in UA Academy or whatever the fuck. I don't care that I've ate the hair of a fucking old ass man with really, really strong punchy powers that references the United States. I don't care that I'm in some anime bullshit school. I want to wear a Pikachu fucking hoodie.
Dude, you know what's funny too?
Huh.
I literally made that joke at the beginning, like when I was first streaming the game. I'm like, "What? Can you only change like your socks and shoes?" And then it turned out that's literally all you can do. You can change your socks and shoes and your hat. That's it.
Yeah.
That
They
was
need
so
to add in
funny.
an update eventually that like once you like finish the story, at least when you finish the story you can change your clothing.
Like that's so stupid. And
It
I don't. Do the other characters like have school uniforms? Like I'm sure Nimona does, but do Arvin and Penny? I don't think they do. Do they?
Penny doesn't wear one, but Arvin is in one. He just has his backpack. That's probably what
Oh,
makes it like
okay,
look so
yeah.
different. But yeah, no, he's wearing like the tie. I think he's wearing the spring one, like the one with the suspenders and shit.
Oh, okay.
I wear the winter one. I think that's probably the best
I
one.
think it's the
Although
one I have too. Yeah.
I saw that you can in the summer one, because the only reason why I didn't wear that one was because you had to wear was because of like the fucking high socks with shorts made me want to piss myself. But I saw that you can get like those like exercise pants underneath them, which that looks kind of cool, so I might do that. But like I don't know. It's like literally like that's it. Like that's the extent. You can get like gloves, socks, and a hat. You can't
It's
actually buy a motorcycle helmet though, so that's
oh,
cool.
that's sick. I didn't see that.
Um, but yeah, I think it's in one of the not Chansey, like the Rev and Drev or whatever the fuck that was, like the one store that has like all the stuff in it.
Yeah, that makes
But yeah, no,
sense.
yeah, no, they need that. That's another thing. That's another huge gripe that I have. It's not that big of a deal because, like, again, when it comes, like, if there's gonna be something that I have no customization over, I'm used to Pokemon games not letting me change the way I look. So I guess it's fine. But like, when we're in an era where it's become a thing that you can do, like, they need to stick to it. And like,
Yeah, I like especially after they spoiled us with fucking Sword and Shield and like Legends Arceus. Like the customization was really good in those games, and I will say the customization of your character at the really beginning is really good and really nice. Cause I hate starting off this Pokemon game looking really like I don't know bland.
yeah, no, like I feel like I looked like me in Pokemon style, which was nice.
Oh, I mean my character didn't look like me, but I made it look really cool, so that's all that mattered to me. But
Right.
yeah, no, I wish they would have added the shirt options and pant options back because I really like those. Those were really nice. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's. I guess we can just talk about the weakest route first, then.
The Team Star one.
Yeah, we'll just talk about that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we gotta
Okay.
save the last. We have to save the best for last, obviously.
Oh, of course. I've got so much to talk about with that one. I'm sure you do too. I actually, is it cool if I like get you? I want to hear your hot takes on this really quick because I drank way too much water before we started, so I really have to go pee again. So, is it cool if you take the floor for a second? I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, word.
All right, so
Timestamp to cut out me saying that if you want to.
all right, but yeah, so for the Team Star one, for those of you guys that didn't play it, essentially the whole thing is, um, the Team Star people are, I guess, essentially like bullies or something. Like they're kind of bullying the other students into joining them, like even though they don't want to. So what happens is like the very beginning of the game, you're seeing the Penny girl and she's getting forced by like these Team Star members to like harassing her, being like, "Hey, yeah, you need to join Team Star. Like if you don't join Team Star, then you're an El Bozo." I don't know. Like I don't remember exactly what they say, but essentially it's something around the lines of like, yeah, they're like they want you to join even if you don't want to. So you have to pretty much just stop them, and then after you stop them, like after Penny goes away, the Cassiopeia person like comes up on your phone and she's like, "Hello, I hacked you." Um, yeah. So how would you feel about stopping Team Star because they keep harassing people? So pretty much that's like one of the three lines besides like the gym leader challenge as well as like the Titan hunting thing. So that's one of the options that you would do. And kind of like me and Liam said, I feel like it's probably the weakest one. And we'll talk about that in a second whenever he gets back. But
I am back then. You're good.
oh, cool. I just kind of just gave the rundown of like how that whole plot line like started with like the whole Penny thing and like her getting harassed by him. So anyway, now that I covered all that, so essentially you go from like base to base and like you have to stop them, right? Which I actually did kind of like. It was kind of the fun part is like that first part where you just like knock out a bunch of Pokemon, like you knock out 30 of them. I like that part. I think that's fun.
Bit goofy. I enjoyed that over I enjoyed that over like the grind of like going through an entire base and just battling the same five
Yeah,
Pokemon over and over
I
again.
hated the grunt grinding, like where you just have to battle against like 30 different grunts until you finally get to like the boss of the base. Like that was probably one of my least favorite parts of old games. So like doing
Yeah.
like that over that is a lot more fun.
Yeah,
Um,
I wish that they would give you like even if you don't like get XP after that, they should just give you like rare like the little like candies, the XP candies,
yeah.
just so that you can level up either way. But that's a small gripe because it's not really that big of a deal.
So yeah, then you go through essentially fight the boss, and then you fight their Pokemon and you fight their car, which their car. I don't know. I don't understand how it works, but essentially the car is the type of their specialty, I guess. I don't know how the Rev Room changes types. They never explained that, but it just works for the plot. Um,
I have a theory on that.
What's that?
Because another thing that we'll get into when we get into it later, but like when we get into the gym leader storyline, because there is something in that that's actually really weird, and I really want to know the answer to it. But and I'm guessing they're gonna get into it with DLC. But I think that what the rev rooms are, like those modified rev rooms, is like, I mean, first of all, let me just ask you this to kind of get the like the gears rolling in your like in everyone's head. But okay, how does one change the typing of their Pokemon in this region?
Uh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, you got me. But the thing is,
So,
they're not crystallized though. Like you don't
I
see.
mean, it could be something like it, but isn't exactly like it.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But yeah, so I mean, I kind of like the car fight. I think it's kind of cool. And then after you beat the boss, like you get this whole basically a flashback of them talking about when they first established the team, and they're talking about the role of the person. So like the first dude's like the DJ, I guess, or like the first one you're technically supposed to fight is like a DJ or something. And so they're like, "Oh
DJ
wow."
Khaled.
Sorry, hold on one second.
All right, yeah. Anyway, so this guy's like this like fucking bozo DJ. I think he's the steel type or something like that. So it was cool. That was the other nice thing too, is because of the way that the each of the bosses in Team Star also had a different type. I think that there was actually like a typing for like every typing in Pokemon had representation in this region, which is really cool to be honest. Um, so that was really cool. Basically, yeah, you started with him. So you go through all the goons. You basically get like 3 of your Pokemon, and you send them out against like hordes of like baby ass fucking Pokemon, knock them
Okay.
out. And then you take out the boss who has like no, I think they all had like 2 Pokemon, and then they're like giant Reverum monstrosity.
Except for the last one, which that last one gave me a fucking trouble. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, that was the last. Like I was ready to go to the Pokemon League by the time. Like by the time I got to the last one, I was like just sweeping. There were certain dude. The gyms were fucking me over so hard because I just went through. I went through all of the Titan fights, and then I went through all of the gyms, and then I went through the Team Star ones. That was the one I cared about the least.
Yeah, I got fucked by that like fighting type girl. She really messed me up, dude. Her and Larry, they were probably the 2 trainers that probably gave me the most trouble in this game.
Oh, Larry the goat.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
love
Larry the
Larry.
goat.
I love
But yeah,
Larry,
no,
man.
I mean it's kind of interesting how you go through their backstories and like they're like, oh yeah, here's the first dude. He's a DJ, and then you got the clothing designer, the the fighting person. I'm trying to remember the other 2. Like,
Fire chick.
yeah, what is the fire chick's role? Like, what did she serve?
She was like just like a demolitionist or something, I think, right?
I don't remember. That's the one I just don't remember what she did. And it was the music, the clothing, the fighting. Uh, what did the one? Oh, the
The
fairy dude
fairy
was the
dude just
mechanic.
brought money or yeah, mechanic.
Yeah, he was the mechanic, and I don't remember what the fire girl did. But essentially, they all have their like roles, and they're like the whole storyline of it is essentially they formed it because they were getting bullied, and so they formed it to counteract bullying, and then I think they became the bullies themselves. I'm pretty sure it's like the whole plot line, or they left school because of it. So
Yeah,
I mean, I think
I
that's kind of cool, but like at the same time, I don't know. There's something about that storyline that kind of confuses me. I don't know what it is, but
I I think that what would have helped was instead of getting like little, group therapy sessions after every I think that the first time, like after beating the DJ, right?
yeah,
Getting so I guess this is the problem is they kind of had to do it this way because of the fact that okay, one with the whole Team Star thing, they should have made you have to fight Team Star in a specific order and then had like the story be more linear as opposed to it just being like, "Hi, I'm this person and here's my role." They should just had one of them establish like one of the backstories establish all of the roles and then have the other ones being contextualizing why they're in this situation. So like instead of just being, "Hi, I'm this person," like giving us the actual like event in what happened. It would have made the characters feel like more real, which like is why Arvin's story works so much because of the way that it progresses, which we're also going to get into later. But like I will talk, like we could talk about why that works, like that it works well because you're experiencing Arvin's story happening. Well, with these guys, you're hearing them talking about it happening.
Yeah.
So
Like,
that's the issue, but I don't know.
also, wait, I gotta screenshot this and send it to you because I just think it's so fucking funny. It is a meme I saw on Instagram with this one character. What'd you think about Clive? Did you like Clive?
Oh, Clive is based.
Dude, Clive and the other dude, they're totally two different people. Like, they're not the same person at all.
It's
the
true.
Director, they're two different people. Anyone that says, look at this meme. Look at this meme I'm gonna send you.
Oh, hang on.
I'm gonna, I might try and put it on screen too, but I just think it's funny.
That's so good. Oh, dude. See,
It's not actually like legit. Like it's a sarcasm meme.
No. Of course.
Let me-
See, I fuck with this humor though. So
Let me
still
put this on-
still convinced Soga King is a different character, but whatever. You know?
Yeah, so Sniper King's a whole different person. Yeah, look, here you go, guys. That's the meme. But, yeah, no, fucking Clive, dude. But anyway, the final thing, which this, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of threw me off for a second. So, the whole thing with it is like, who the hell is Cassiopeia, right? You got the whole, like, they're like, yes, you defeated this person, good job. I'm gonna pay you in these fucking LP points, and then I'm gonna have my person send the LP points over. And like, next thing you know, yeah, it's just Penny. Wow, look, surprise, surprise, it's Penny. And then you get to the very end, you beat the last boss, and they're like, okay, I think it's time for us to meet. Come battle over at the school. And so you get to the school, and Clive's there, and then I'm like, wait, what the fuck is Clive doing here? Because like, I thought Cassiopeia was Penny this whole time, and then Director Clavel comes out. He's like, hey, look, it's me. I'm Cassiopeia. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, that did throw me for a loop. And then he died. And then this is the spoilers part. Like, you beat him, and then he's like, oh yeah, actually, I'm not actually Cassiopeia. The real one's upstairs in the fighting room. And I'm like, oh. And I go up there, and no surprise, there it is. There's the fucking Twitter user herself, Penny, and she's Cassiopeia. Wow, mind blown. Never would have guessed that. Damn Game Freak, you almost had us there. Which I will say, like I said, they almost tricked me, the whole Director Clavel. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, that I was so certain it was Penny because like I was thinking to myself, I was like, who? Because like I thought about it for because at first for a while like I was like so invested in like everything else besides that, and then I was like, okay, who is Cassiopeia? And then I'm like, okay, who is the only other character in this game that has like a render and a face thus far? Because Game Freak isn't going to make it someone random. It's Penny. Wow, that was so difficult.
Mind blown. Twitter user is the one.
I was thinking for like 5 seconds when I was in the first base that it was actually going to be Director Clavel, and then Clyde showed up, and like he showed up and Penny showed up right after with the materials, and I'm like, yeah, it's Penny.
Yeah, wow. Lo and behold, you really got us there, Game Freak. But yeah, there you go. It was Penny, and then you have this fight, which the music for that fight is really good. I actually really did like that song that they used.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just get the whole thing, and that's the end of that storyline. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, all the people come back, and they're like, yeah, how's it going, Penny? Like, nice to meet you finally after having this whole thing established. And they all become, like, pretty good friends. And then they changed the star bases to, like, training places, I'm pretty sure, is what they say. Which, that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, that's the whole thing for Team Star. And then Penny essentially becomes a fucking criminal because she stole the LP points from the Pokemon League. So, rip in the chat for her.
The Twitter user died, guys. Look.
Mm-hmm.
She got sent to horny jail. Dude, that's actually like another one of the big reasons like why I'm so offended by the not customization, because like a lot of the Team Star Team Star members and the gym leaders had such great personality. Example, Larry. And I just want to copy that personality myself. That's another, like, there are some like there's good like things. There's good like aspects there to make for a like cool customization, but they just don't let you use it.
And then you get to after that storyline, we got the gym leader one. I guess you could say the Pokemon League, which that was a pretty good one. I did like that.
Yeah. One thing that really, I don't want to say bothered me, but like it made me just kind of like go like what is happening is. Oh, can we talk about how fucking stupid the fact that you would go into a Team Star base, fuck up the leader, and be like, okay, let's get a selfie.
Yeah, wait, what?
Like you know how you had to like take a picture with like everyone after you beat them?
Yeah.
Like the ones with Team Star where they're just like, all right, I guess now that you're the leader, we have to take a picture together. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that kind of threw me for a loop. I'm like, what? So now that I beat you, we're friends? Like, what is this? Dude, you're not fucking, what's his name from JoJo's? The dude from part 1.
Oh,
Speedwagon.
no.
Like, bro, you're not Speedwagon, dude. Like, well, I guess since you beat me, I gotta join you, or I gotta be friends with you. Like, no.
Yeah. I would have been fine with them just like acting like the picture. Well, like, not they didn't have to reference it. They could have just had it happen, and it could have just been something that exists in like without like outside of the continuity. Like it didn't actually happen, but we have it. I would have accepted that. I'm playing a game where I'm writing like an electronic version of Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. I think I'm okay with accepting the fact that a picture came out of nothing.
Yeah.
So, which also that's why I picked. I'm not gonna cap. That's why I picked Violet, because Meridian reminded me of Toothless, and Toothless is the fucking goat.
Toothless is a goat. So let me pull up the Gen 9 gym leaders.
I can display them.
Oh, really?
Or are you just like gonna take it? No, I was just asking. Or are you just like looking at them for the sake of looking at them?
I'm just looking at them for the sake of looking at them, so I know.
Yeah.
So I know what to say about them.
So here's going to be one. This is just kind of a consequence of the Pokemon being what it is now and looking the way that it does now. But the gym leaders had such potent personalities compared to how they did in the past. So I think that okay. I think that, I mean, in terms of like the gym leader storyline here, there really isn't anything different from how it normally is. It's you go to the gym, except I'll get into what I fucking hate in a second, but you go to the gym, you battle the gym leader, you go to the next one, and yada yada yada, who fucking cares? Nothing's different about that. The thing that carries it a lot, I think, is just the fact that a lot of the gym leaders just do have expressive and fun personalities. Like I don't know their names because I'm bad with names. Oh, I know Rhymes, but Rhyme, the electric gym leader, and the ice gym leader, and Larry, of course, my king, my liege.
Love Larry.
Dude, yeah, like they all had like fun personalities. Like they all felt like, as opposed to like in the gym badges where it's like, oh, here I am, let us have a good old-fashioned Pokemon battle.
Fucking Gen 6 gym leaders be like, except for Karina. Karina was pretty good. And Clement.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I kind of hated that about older games. And they're doing better about that now, too. Like, Gen 7, they give them personalities. Sorry, I'm gonna mute again quick.
Oh, you're good. But yeah, no, so a lot of the gym leaders just have like these really like vibrant personalities and were just really good. And like when you were battling them, it felt like they cared about your growth as a person and like you actually going through the challenges and like, you know, having a goal necessarily. Like they cared about what you were going through. I also really like that throughout the entirety of it, you're like being introduced to the Elite Four bit by bit.
Oh yeah, I did like that. That was really good.
I really liked the ground type one. Well, I don't remember what her name is, but I loved her.
Yeah, she was a really cool trainer. It sucks she didn't have a Gliscor on her team though, because they said, yeah, no, you don't get Gliscor in this generation. Nope.
She would have been too overpowered, man.
It would have fit her fucking theme too.
Oh no, I'd absolutely. I do like the fact that her final Pokemon was Clodsire though.
Yeah, that was a good
Based,
surprise.
based motherfucker. Although she threw me for a hardcore loop. Did you
Yeah, I thought she was a
just a
dark
quick?
type user.
Did you fail the test the first time too?
No.
Oh, dude, I did not. I'm so bad with names. So like, I just clicked on any random gym leader, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I don't care. And then she's like, what was their name? And I'm like, fucking dicks.
Well, I just did
It's
the
like,
only one I knew. I did the Medali one, and surely you know who Medali is.
that's rhyme, right?
Oh, not a knower. Nope.
Ah, damn.
It's dude, he's your favorite one.
Oh, it's Larry.
Yeah,
Oh my
Medali's
god.
Larry. So I was like, okay, I'll just do the one I actually know.
I know that also begins with an M. Her city also begins with an M. So I was just like, yeah, I'm just bad with names. I knew Larry and Ryan were the two names that I remembered.
Dude, Rhyme. Dude, I love how in the Rhyme one you get to fight fucking Moist Critical first. Dude,
Ooh.
MC, what was his name? MC Ride? Or
Yeah, something like
else?
that.
And
I
then
don't know,
and then I'm
some
like,
goofy.
MC Moist Critical? No way. Moist Critical was in the game. That was so good. But yeah,
Yeah,
anyway. Oh shit, my bad.
is there really anything like really significant like to talk about? Like what did you? Oh wait, the thing that I hated. What's your opinion on the mini games?
I thought some of the mini games were kind of just like they took way too long. Like the fucking psychic gym one where you had to do like the rhythm game. I was like, oh my god, can we just get this shit over with? Like this is, I don't want to fucking
Dude.
do this, bro.
You know what one just annoyed me to no end because I hate this Pokemon.
Oh, I bet it was Sunflora, huh?
I don't give a fuck about no Sunflora. I don't give a single
And you had to
fuck,
see
dude.
them walking so fucking like buggy behind you.
Oh, dude, it was
The frame rate was
like
so
now.
bad.
Oh yeah, I was just like, dude, can we get like? I remember walking into the first gym and them being like, "We have a mini game for you," and I'm like, "You've got a what for me?"
Yeah, I'm like, what? And now you don't even get to fight the trainers anymore, which I mean, honestly, I'm not
There's a
too
couple.
opposed to. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
in some of them you do,
that.
but like, I'm pretty sure in like, for example, the electric type one, you don't get to. Oh wait, yeah,
No,
you do. No, yeah, you
remember,
do.
yeah, because some
Wait,
motherfucker just
wait.
pulls up and is like, "Hey, yo."
wait, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Yeah, you do fight him in that one. Maybe. No, wait. I feel like you do maybe for all of them. Yeah, I'm wrong. Okay, I'm. Actually,
You don't
no.
for the bug type.
For the ice type
and
one, you
for the-
don't.
Yeah,
Wait,
because they're just
wait,
like,
yeah, you do
hey,
for the bug type one. I'm pretty sure you do, don't you?
No, you just roll the olive. Remember?
Yeah, but then you could. I guess it's optional because I did
Oh.
it. You can
Oh,
like
okay.
fight trainers to get shortcuts. Apparently.
Oh. See, I thought that was like I'm standing here in your way, so I just rolled around. It was like, fuck that shit.
Yeah. But I think the electric type one was fucking funny, dude. Like, I'm like, dude, no way they're gonna put tier 3 simps in the game. They did. They put the tier 3 simps. Like,
Facts.
whenever you find a person, they're like, oh, now you have to fight one of my trainers, and they're like, I will not back down for Queen Iono. You have to beat me first. And they're like, ah, fuck, maybe if I would have donated more. That part I added. I don't think they actually say that, but that was pretty funny. But I do, one of my favorite things that they do with this is like have a different Pokemon for each of their types. And then they have like the Terra type to make up for it.
You know what one was so perfect? Dude, fucking Toxicity. Oh,
yeah,
that was so good.
Well, the other one that I didn't realize was actually really good until I got to the Pokemon League was Larry's of Staraptor. Just because it foreshadows it.
Facts.
Which I didn't
Facts,
think of
dude.
that. I didn't realize at all that he's gonna be the third member of the Elite Four. That really threw me for a loop. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because at first when I heard like Mr. Larry, I'm like, no way. I'm like, not my king, not my G. And then I see that motherfucker walk out and be like, yeah, they asked me to use a different type. I prefer the normal and boring ones, so I just went with flying. And like, I love how it's also just like Nintendo poking shit at themselves for like most flying types just being normal types with wings.
Dude, He's such a good trainer. But yeah, no, he was the one that threw me for a fucking loop, dude. Every time I would fight him, his like main attack is literally just fucking facade, right? So literally every time I'd fight him, I always had Clodsire use my poison spikes, right? And so of course fucking facade, I don't know if you know how it works, but if you have the status move, so he would literally just like sweep my whole team. I don't remember what it was that I used to eventually beat him, but dude, his fight was probably the hardest one for me. All the other ones I like sweeped with no problem.
Yeah, that's just kind of. By the time I fought Larry for the first time, I had an Annihilate, so like it was pretty easy for me anyway. Because I also had Drain Punch on him. Oh, also speaking of that, and I don't know if this was a Sword and Shield thing either, but I loved the fact that like you could make TMs by like beating or catching specific Pokemon and getting materials from them.
No, that wasn't a Sword and Shield thing. That's a new thing for this game, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's really that, like I genuinely thought that was like a like that's something that needs to stay. That either needs to stay or they need to just, go the lazy Gen 5 route and make TMs infinite again, because that was objectively the best way of doing it, because like there's no reason that a TM should be gone after using it.
Yeah,
but like
that's stupid, to be
whatever.
Honest with you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was whatever.
Yeah, what was I gonna say about that? Fuck. I was gonna say something and then I literally just completely forgot it. Fuck. Yeah.
What about what do you think about their HM thing? Like how you kind of just use Meridian as like the HM slave, which I kind of like that.
Oh no, okay, I remember what I was gonna say because that kind of brings me back to it. The other thing that I also really like that they brought back from Pokemon Legends Arceus is now that you can just go to your Pokemon and go to your moves that you already learned and just remember them like that. You don't need the fucking move number and the stupid heart scales or whatever it was to change the moves. Like that shit was so annoying to me. I hated that.
Oh, for real. Yeah, the fact that you can just like remember, because that was the other thing too, is like then like I could like if I knew what I was going up against, I could modify my Pokemon's moveset to know and like to learn moves based off of like what I think would be best for the situation.
I also really like that they incorporated that you can just switch your Pokemon on the whim, just like go to your boxes like anywhere instead of just having to go to the Pokemon Center.
Oh.
Dude, the little things in life that just make this so much better.
Also, what about the new egg, like the new breeding stuff, like with picnics? That's also like really convenient.
I haven't done that yet, but I'm sure it's really convenient, honestly.
Yeah, you literally just go to like you have to go to like one of the delis and buy like fucking 100 strawberries and 100 bottles of jam, and you can make 100 jam sandwiches. It's like it guarantees eggs. So yeah, how it works? Do you know how it works?
No, I haven't done any breeding yet in this game.
So yeah, you just go, you start a picnic, which is literally just you pause. This is more explaining for people who aren't listening, but so you just pause the game, you press Y, and you start a picnic. Now the only thing that's a little difficult with it is you have to modify your team. So conveniently, you can also like adjust your box Pokemon too. So you just take out everything besides the 2 Pokemon you want to breed. You start a picnic, and then you go up to the table, and you just press A, and it'll have a couple different sandwiches. I'm sure that there's one that, like, is better for egg making than the jam sandwich, but, like, you just need literally jam and strawberries. They're cheap as hell, and it makes eggs, so, like, I haven't really done more research into it. Like, I don't know if, like, a better sandwich may also, like, increase like stats. I doubt that, because like normally you just use a Destiny Knot if you want better stats, or if you just want to bring over stats and stuff. So I doubt that like a specific sandwich would actually help like the egg itself.
Yeah, the Destiny Knot's still in the game, so I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Like,
yeah,
it's not the case.
Yeah, I mean I've used it, like I've already done breeding and stuff like that. So like I'm very certain that it doesn't, but like because there's like 20 different sandwiches you can make in the game, so I'm not sure if like if there's a reason to not use one over the other. But But yeah, like you just make a jam sandwich, and then you'll just get a shit ton of eggs. Like I think it's like how it'll work is depending on the nature of your Pokemon as well as what Pokemon it is. You'll get like one egg every like 15 seconds. So like that's the other nice thing too is like I just when I was trying to get a perfect IV in Fuecoco, I was just like sitting there. I got like 20 eggs and then just like started running around the island and yeah, doing that. And it's also I think they shortened the time because I mean at least unless like the starters are like just not as bad as they used to be. If I'm not mistaken,
They
oh,
might
excuse me.
have, but I don't know.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, a Charmander took approximately 12,000 steps, which if you didn't have like if you weren't on an emulator with a speed up process, that took like 10 minutes. That shit took a while. Like if you're just riding up and down a hill on a bike. But in this game, I think like I found a raid on the other end of the map. I just clicked set destination, just drove over there and around like halfway through, it cracked open. It was like a minute, like 2 minutes or something like that. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
Which is nice.
it might be that, or it's just because the map is a lot more open, so you don't have to like just go in circles in the same area. I don't know.
Yeah, it feels like it's taking less time, that's just a win in my book.
Literally. Um,
But
do you?
us,
I'm like looking at the time. Do you want to try and do it all tonight, or do you want to just like split it into 2 episodes? Because we could do that too. Like we could have. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good idea, but
yeah, I mean, honestly, we could. Cause let me think. I don't know. Well, I don't know if David.
or we could
Um,
just do a bonus episode this week and just do another one like I don't know, one of these other days in the weekend if you'd want. I don't know if you're busy or not, but
I actually may be able to do that, and I would not be against that. And that also just prevents like I mean, the funny thing is too is that like multiple hour long YouTube videos are starting to get spikes in popularity just because of the ability that like you can like just get YouTube Red, just download it and like listen to it like a podcast like while working out or something.
yeah.
Um so like but I don't like that's I don't know if it's something that we wanted to do yet. I definitely wouldn't be against if we were planning on doing like a multiple hour long podcast. I feel like it'd be a good idea to like go into it knowing that. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely content with that because dude, I could definitely talk about this game longer, and I wouldn't want to cut off our thoughts on it. Like to kind of like especially not Arvin's story. I would hate to like not be able to dissect that.
Yeah. Cuz like
So
what
I'm
I could do is I could honestly just like post editing I could just like cut it right back in and then we're like, "Oh yeah, we're back. Here's day 2 essentially." Like
yeah,
would you want to do
yeah
that?
we could definitely do that. You could either put it together as one or just uh like just have it as two separates and have it as one. Like I mean we could go over that later and I can text you about the weekend and us recording another one. But that should work for me, I think.
All right. All right, guys. Well, if you guys are listening right now, we're going to transition into part 2. If you're watching on YouTube at least. So, we'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, so if you're watching on YouTube, welcome back to part 2 of the Scarlet and Violet podcast, I guess you call it, episode 3. Um, it's been probably like a week or so. We didn't do it when we originally planned, but we're here. We got it all back up. I have gotten a bit more shiny since the last time we had the podcast. So that was pretty
Oh hell
nice.
yeah. I got a shiny Go-Go, which I think it looks pretty neat. I'm okay with the design.
I think it's a pretty clean shiny. I like that. That's sick.
The golden horns were like that was the part that made like the grass color changes on him. I was like, whatever, it's just kind of what you'd expect. But the golden horns are like, I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty dope.
So yeah, where did we end off on last time? I know we were getting to the spoiler stuff. Like that's why I have spoilers on the screen right
I
now, but
I believe the last thing we were talking about would have been, it would have been I think that we've pretty much wrapped up the. Oh, okay. We were like kind of done the gym leader portion, and we kind of were getting into the Elite Four section of the gym battles, and then we were gonna get into Arvin.
So we're getting the Elite Four now.
Yeah. I think we were like pretty much. I think everything that really needed to be said, about the gym leaders was kind of said. I don't really think we really missed anything. Again, like they're just all very stand-up characters. They're all very fun. Um, and then I think that we ended the episode on like the fact that you kind of get introduced to the Elite Four as the story goes,
Yeah,
and
I
you are
really
like,
like that. I think that's really nice because my problem with like the older games with like gym leaders and Elite Four is like you go to the gym, you say, "Yo, what's up? Battle me." You battle them, and then that's it. Like you don't really interact with them much. I mean, Gen 5, I think you have like a little bit of more interaction towards like the end game with like the end of the story.
yeah, thanks to the like the world tournament thing.
Well, I was thinking of like the thing of like Get Sis, where like they all help you out and they're like funny
It's
fighting
true,
like
yeah.
grunts and stuff. But like besides that, like I feel like in all the other games, you don't really get many interactions with them. Like I guess in like I remember in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, like Claire and like Lance are like cousins or something, or they're related. You do something with them, but like essentially everyone else is like, you know, you say hi, battle them, and that's it, and then you can rematch them sometimes. So I would say it's just really nice how like I feel like especially I would say Gen 8, probably Gen 8 and upwards have been really doing a good job of like how do you say it, developing like those characters more. Especially Elite 4 in this game because I feel like the Elite
Oh yeah.
4 I'm trying well, I guess there wasn't one in Gen 8, but you know, I really like that. I guess Gen 7 kind of does a good job of that besides like one of the members, but
Yeah, Gen 7, I think, dude, I'm gonna keep it 100. I think the Gen 7 is the most underrated Pokemon generation of all time.
dude,
I think
people
people
shit
just
on that
hate it
so much. I don't know why.
like, I think it's just because it's very, like, it's the Pokemon game that introduced, like, the whole raid battle mechanic thing, and I think people like it, but I don't
Wait,
think
what do
that
you
they like,
mean? What do you mean raid
like,
battle?
remember, like, that instead of, like, there being a gym leader, there was, like, a big-ass Pokemon that you fought instead. Like just
Uh,
like a buff ass Pokemon. Like that's kind of where it all started. And I don't think people hate. I think people love the raid battles, but I don't think that they liked it more than gym leaders. And people just wanted both. So like I credit Sun and Moon for like bringing in what I think is probably the best farming mechanic in Pokemon. Because like I would much rather do a raid than like run around and like just just like when you're trying to train up your Pokemon, doing raid battles is much better than just wild encounters.
I
You get
also
so much XP off of the like the candies.
I don't think we talked about this either, but I also just really like that you don't have to fight like trainers anymore. Like you're not forced to like interact with them. You can if you want to, but you don't have to, which is nice. But I think you do get some rewards for if you do. I don't know what the rewards are, but
Yeah, every section. I think it's mostly just like random, like it's like ultra balls and like berries and just random crap like that. Like, cause pretty much all of the battle items, like all the good items that you get from a Pokemon game, are just kind of available to buy as you play through the game. Like you're not gonna like there's not a specific location where you'll find the Eviolite. You can just buy it after beating the championship. You can get the boxing glove, throat spray, life orb, all that good funny stuff that competitive nerds pay attention to. You can just kind of buy it whenever, as long as you're like beating the gym battles, which I like. I don't like having to you may as well make it easy to access in the day and age where if you don't know where something is in the map, you can just Google it and find it. So like just save everyone's time and just make it available to buy. So I don't know if anyone has like, been annoyed because all the items that would normally be really difficult to get are just available to buy. I don't know if anyone's complained about that, but like I think that's just a win because that's not something that should be difficult in my opinion.
yeah. Um,
Although I do hate the new breeding mechanic. I genuinely hate it.
I haven't used it yet. Still, like to this day, I've been waiting till I at least get the shiny charm so I can do Masuda method.
That's fair. I was thinking about waiting to do that, but I have a decent IV Ditto, so I just kind of. I copied Fukoko's and stuff to. I'm the kind of Chad gamer that like whenever I get a starter, I go to the random trade Wonder Trade or whatever. It's not called that in this, but and I just start tossing them up there to be a cool guy. And
Oh,
more
you're the
people need to do
legend?
that. Yeah, I'm the legend. That's right.
No way.
We need more people like that.
Dude, instead
I
of people
also
that send fucking, I don't know, that fucking weasel Pokemon that looks like Trump. Like, people
Young
sending
Goose.
those. Yeah, Young Goose. Or their damn fucking Pidgeys. I mean, Pidgey's not in this game, but, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the fucking trash Pokemon they send.
Yeah. It's cringe. We just need everyone just trading off their starters. That's what we need.
Literally.
But which reminds me, if there's anyone in chat that has a Weed Cat or Josuke Duck, please. I am 50 Pokemon away from completing the Pokédex.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I'm probably, like,
I've been busting.
200 away, but I'll take those
Yeah.
Pokemon, too. I don't have them yet, either.
Oh, dude, I would. Actually, it also reminds me when we do the stream tomorrow. This is like kind of a secondhand thing, but when we do the stream tomorrow, Drift Bloom is a Scarlet exclusive, but I got one from a raid, and
Oh, damn it. I have one,
got...
too. Dude, that's the only one I have.
Oh, okay, damn. I was gonna say I
It's funny
had an
'cause-
extra egg, and I was gonna give it to you.
Dude, that's funny because yeah, that's literally one of my friends that we played. I mean, you didn't play with him, but one of my friends I played it with, like Scarlet and Violet. That was the only exclusive I got from them. Fucking Drift Blim, bro.
Damn.
Not in a bad way. Like I'm grateful for it. I just think it's funny that the only one that me and you both have is just damn fucking Drift Blim, dude.
Well, you can get Tyranitar right now from the raids.
Oh really? I might do that then.
Yeah, just go to the online ones. You'll get Salamence, but if you go to the online ones, it's like littered with Tyranitars.
All right, yeah, I'll have to check that out. But well, where were we at?
Anyway, yeah, no. Back to the Elite Four. So yeah, you're pretty much you meet the Elite Four, like, you encounter the champion really early, and also I would like to say the first thing that I said when I saw the Elite Four champion is that she's gonna have a clapped ass team despite being the champion. And if I was right, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to whether or not she had a clapped ass team. Clapped in a bad way, by the way, really bad way. I just,
I know.
I just,
I'm a knower.
Again, yeah, we'll theorize whether or not I was right later. But yeah, no. I looked at her. I'm like, you ain't no Cynthia. Get the fuck out of here. The main reason why I kind of felt that way was because they just haven't had a very actually, that's not true. I heard that the Sword and Shield champion is very difficult. Well, not very difficult, but like,
I didn't have the hardest time, but I know some people think I've heard a lot of people say he's a pretty good champion, which I mean, fair enough.
He's got a Charizard and it's whatever.
I do like Leon. I think he's a pretty cool champion. That's like another thing where I'd say like, yeah, you actually get good development of like the champion. But I mean, I feel like Pokemon's been pretty decent about that. I guess Lance is probably like the only one I'd say is like a bit weaker. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's still Silver. Like in Pokemon Silver and Gold, is like you kind of get to know him a little bit, which is cool, I guess. I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, he's the Chad that you take down fucking Team Rocket headquarters with. My bad. What am I saying?
Yeah, no, I think he was. Yeah, I think he was okay. Because like in Gen 1, he was technically also the champion until he wasn't. Which also just a little fun Easter egg for everyone. Fun fact about Pokemon Blue and Red. Professor Oak was actually supposed to be the original champion, but they like cut that ending out because they wanted to end in a rival battle. I don't know why, but they did.
Hey,
I thought that would have been kind of cool, to be honest.
I mean, at least they brought it back of Gen 7, which respect, because I think Kukui's a pretty cool dude. But...
Epic Chad gamer, love that man.
Oh.
But yeah, I think this is probably, like, in terms of Elite Four, I think that this is probably the most enjoyable Elite Four we've ever gotten. The only one that I like don't really like is the Dragon dude.
Oh really?
Like, I don't hate him. Like I'm not against him, but like he reminds me of like that one character that every anime has, just because it's a very popular archetype in anime, where it's like that really tough guy that like he's like the that Frankie archetype, which I fucking love Frankie. Frankie is my boy. But like he ain't no Frankie. Frankie he ain't. And like, cause Frankie's like that ultra cool badass, but like cries at like the slightest thing. and that's kind of what this guy is. But like, he ain't no
He
Frankie.
ain't no Frankie. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting the little kid too, but I don't know. I didn't
Yeah, I
really
like the
care
little
for her.
kid. My favorite one is definitely the first. I forget her name, but that's definitely my favorite elite. Well, I mean,
Oh,
okay,
wait, hold up,
ignoring
hold
the
up.
goat, of course.
Yeah,
You can't,
you almost
can't
had me
not-
there. I was gonna say. I was really just about to say. I'm like, you're really forgetting about Larry the goat himself.
Yeah, no, we don't include Larry. It's like it'd be like including Sniper King in your favorite One Piece characters because of course he's number one. What do you mean he's not number one?
Yeah, no,
It's
literally.
just who's after that. That's literally all it is.
But anyway, with the champion, do we want to talk about the champion now? Because I mean, I think we
Oh,
kind of went over
man.
the Elite Four then.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
In terms of difficulty, I guess like in terms of difficulty as well, I feel like there's a reasonable balance. Like I feel like in terms of like sticking to your Elite Four champions have to have a theme, and they have to stick to that theme. I think everyone's teams were like we also live in an era of Pokemon where there's like dual types for everything. Pretty much there's a dual type for everything. So like if your team has no diversity despite sticking to a theme, you're really in trouble. Like I don't even know how that's possible in this day and age of Pokemon. Like so all the teams in theory have a really nice set of like diversity to them with not a lot of weaknesses, but like unfortunately, I think there's just so many overpowered Pokemon in this generation.
there's definitely
Like
a lot.
Annihilate.
Dude,
You just
Annihilate with Rage Fist. Yeah, no.
just literally I promise you, if you have a moderately leveled Annihilate with leftovers, which you can get by the Elite Four. You can buy leftovers after like Gym 6, I think, in the Delibird presets or presence area, whatever they're called, those stores. And then you just literally pop a leftovers on him, or be a legend and buy a boxing glove, which like adds 25% power to all punching type moves, which is what I did. And you just rage fist your way through it. You just win. You literally just win. By the time you hit fourth Mon, it just one shots, and none of them have normal types, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm looking at her team right now, and like, see, my thing with her team is she had I want to say somewhat decent team going on here, but I think where she fucked up is like the placement of like some of these like Pokemon. I don't remember if I feel like we did kind of talk about it last time. Maybe I'm wrong, but see, like, did we?
I think we talked roughly about like I don't think we talked about the fact that she literally probably has the best closer in a Pokemon game out of all Pokemon games. She probably has the greatest closer, but uses it third.
Yeah, I don't know why she uses her King.
Or she pulls it out like to counteract what you have, and that's also just not good.
Because like, see, if she was smart, she would have started off with the fucking Glamora, right? Get the fucking toxic spikes down, like. That would be like my move. I'd put Glamora first. You can use any of the other Pokemon in between, I'd say, and then save King Gambit for last. Like that's how that's how she should have been put, because then it would have been a bit harder. But no, they put King Gambit third, and like the fucking Glamora's the last Pokemon you fight against, which is like so stupid. But
yeah, which I kind of like. I want to say I kind of get, but oh, also I originally had a theory that I was going to talk about until I debunked myself while just playing the game. So I thought that they were going to open up a DLC for this, because I thought that Glamora was only findable in the crater, but you actually can find its lower evolution in just roaming around.
yeah, that's how I got the shiny of it. I don't know if I said that, but I did get it shiny.
Oh, does it look good?
It's literally the inverse of the color, so like.
Oh, that's sick.
It switches, yeah. It's pretty cool. What were we saying though?
But yeah, I thought they were gonna do a DLC regarding how the champion went into the crater before or something like that. But yeah, I mean, if you can just find that thing just chilling around, then I guess there's no need for that. But yeah, no, I agree. The Glamora should have been the opener. And like, I'm not going to lie, I feel like King Gambit has that same kind of energy as like Garchomp, where like she could have made it her ace. One, especially with the ability that King Gambit has, and two, like it's the same thing where he's like a powerhouse that has like almost no weaknesses except for fighting. So like if you don't have a fighting type mon, like you're just gonna get swept by this. Like if I didn't have Annihilate, this thing probably would have swept my team.
Yeah, that's what happened to me.
And if it was six, if it was six, and yeah, if it was six, and I didn't have a fighting type, this thing would have just literally cleaned City. And it also doesn't help that I don't know why, but she has 2 psychic types.
Oh yeah, she does. Go-Go. Okay, I see what you're saying.
And fucking Go-Go, dude. Why Go-Go? It's like it's not bad. Like I'm not offended by the fact that like I struggled more with Larry's Tropius than I struggled with the Go-Go.
I didn't struggle with her at all. I don't remember struggling at all, at least.
What I mean by that is like I one-shotted the Go-Goat because Torch Song is funny.
Oh yeah,
but like
I think that's happened to me. I think I did the exact same thing.
But like I didn't one-shot the Tropius, and I think it even said. Actually, I think what I did is because with my strategy with my Skelder Edge was setting up a Sunny Day and then sweeping with Torch Song, and then so that way also if they threw out a water type, I would still be able to just keep them out. And bro read my play. And literally, he didn't read my play, but he pulled out a first turn Solar Beam on me, like a fucking madman. And then I don't know if it was Synthesis or Roost, but that fucking Tropius actually like got 2 hits off on my Skelder Edge. I mean, it still swept, but I'm like, damn, dude, what the fuck?
Dude, Larry was nuts.
Larry, I think it just more has to do with Larry being a king than it has to do with the champion. But yeah, I don't know. The champion was just underwhelming as shit. King Gambit should have been like the ace, because especially not to mention like whatever your Terra type is, it's forced to come out last. Like it's so perfect. It would have been so perfect for the champion to have King Gambit be last because it would have been forced to be last, and you would have had a Terra type 6 times power, or a 6+ King Gambit, just mauling your ass. And like, imagine if it's Terra type, like if they just like cheated the game and like made its Terra type like fucking flying or psychic, so that like if you're like, oh, I'll just break this thing, call it a day, and then it's just like nope, and just one-shots you.
Nope.
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been insane.
But yeah, they definitely could have done better with that. But I mean, whatever. I'm not really that offended by it. At least Pneumonia's Lamau. At least Pneumonia's fight afterwards was like kind of whatever. I guess I don't know. She was never that difficult to me.
Yeah, hers was kind of fun. So I think with that we finished all the storylines. Then, if I'm right.
Except the meat and potatoes.
Oh, did we not talk about Arven's?
No, sir. Save the best for last.
That's right, we did.
Because now that the dumb shit's out of the way, and first of all, I don't know. Again, I haven't played Sword and Shield, so I can't really speak about what that game did or didn't do. But I'm just glad that Pokemon finally decided to just not let you have a legendary going into the Elite Four.
That is pretty nice, actually.
Like, I get it. Like, for anybody who's played Pokemon Emerald, just being able to throw a Master Ball at a level 75 Rayquaza and just clear the Elite Four by outraging the hell out of it, like, it just makes you go, like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be blessed with, like, you know, a god before challenging this, you know, maybe I should actually earn it, but whatever.
I'm gonna be honest, like, since probably like I want to say Gen 6 or Gen 7, I've not used like legendaries on my team. I don't like using legendaries on my team, to be honest with you.
Neither do I. I feel a little different about I feel a little different about this one though. Like, it doesn't feel as legendary to me just because of what it is. Like, it's not
Yeah.
really a legendary. It's just kind of like future of that little dragon shitter, little Cyclizar or whatever.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's only 2 of them, so I can see why it is considered a legendary. But what were we gonna say? Yeah, no, I've just never liked using them. It just feels like it's kind of like a cheap winning trick, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I use Solgaleo though. I won't cap. That's just too baller of a design though.
Fair enough.
Using in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon though, using Ultra Necrozma is just like if you did that, no, like leave now. You don't belong here. That thing just could just one shot everything. I think it's like I'm pretty sure that its signature move was like 120 power, 100 accuracy, and had like no repercussions. So you could just throw out like what is that? That'd be like throwing out a Leaf Tornado every turn, but without losing any stats. Like that's disgusting. And I think it was also like a non-typed move, so it was like just generally effective against everything. But I think it was still super effective against some types. Like I think it was super effective against like whatever. I think its typing. Its typing was like dragon and something else.
It was Dragon Psychic.
That's what, yeah. But I think even like it literally was like effective against everything that Dragon and Psychic was effective against, without being not effective against any of those types. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is this? I mean, it was like difficult to get, I guess, but it was such a like that game held your hand so hard, and I acknowledge that. But it was like if you just didn't use that, it was fun. I guess it was fun. It was a fun game.
Where are we at though? Oh, do we wanna start talking about the Arvin thing now?
Oh yeah, I'm down. What you wanna kind of bring in like kind of like the introduction, and then we can just talk about the Titans and shit like that.
So, the first way you get introduced to Arvin is you literally just, I think you're just on the way to like the school, and you and Pneumonia walk past him at the lighthouse, and he kind of comes off as a dick. I don't know what it is, but like he says some shit, and he definitely comes off as like a dick. I'm like, okay, I already don't like the rival. I don't think I'm gonna like this dude. I feel this game is not giving me a good it's not giving me good vibes so far. And then you get into the actual, like you said, the meat and the potatoes of it, and he's like probably the best character out of like literally all of the main characters. Like I don't really think there's like there if you're on a tier list, right? He's an S tier, and there's like a huge like you have to put like 2 or 3 rows between like the gaps between him and like Pneumonia and Penny, dude, because he's just the goat.
Just facts, man.
He's the goat, bro. But yeah, no. So eventually, he's like, yeah, I'm trying to hunt Titans so I can get this Herba Mystica, and well, I don't know if he says about the Herba Mystica right away, but I know he says he wants to hunt Titans, and you go and do it, and I feel like the Titan things are kind of fun, like I feel like they're alright. I think personally, like obviously this one has the best storyline, but for me, I think I like the rate, or what do you call it, like the Team Starve bases the most. Because I mean the Titans are alright, but I feel like the Titans are pretty easy, to be honest.
I agree with that. I think that the best part about the Titans is like it. I think that Arvin's story, it feels the most complete. Like I don't want to say complete, but it feels like they went into Arvin's storyline with an idea. Like they went into it kind of knowing what they were going to do, and like so first of all, like I don't know how it is with Scarlet. I don't know if they like do they do anything with this, but like in the in Arvin's storyline, like you fight off against one of the Paradox Pokemon as a Titan, and not to mention like all the stuff with like the herbs, and even at the beginning of the story, like when Arvin kind of comes off as a dick and he hates Meridian, even that is like they explain why he hates him and why he wants nothing to do with him later on. Like, everything's kind of foreshadowed. Everything has like a reason as to why it is and why it's being, as opposed to like, I mean, the gym battles, you can't really expect the story. That's why I don't really like. That's why it's probably my second favorite, because there's not really like an expectation. But like with Team Star, there was like this. They were like, oh, we're gonna build this story around them, and it was just very like, okay, I guess. Like, I wasn't offended by any of it, but it was just very whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing about Arvin's is that like all of it is just genuinely like, it felt complete. Like, it felt like there was something behind everything that you were doing. And on top of that, like, just getting I think that my favorite thing about Arvin's storyline was seeing the difference between each of those little moments. Like, at first, when you get the first herb and you offer Meridian the sandwich, and Arvin's like, why would you do that? He was like so mad at you. He was like, whatever. He's gonna have like, I'm sure that this is gonna help him out too, and I'll make you another one, but I won't make any more for him next time. And then like the next time, you see that he had one prepped for Meridian, and then the next one you're getting introduced to his pet, and it just keeps going from there. Like, you're getting more and more of the character, and like just every single time, like it feels like a natural progression. Like, you're not just like, it's not like with Pneumonia where she's just like, we're best pals, we're best of friends, we're gonna be best of rivals, isn't that right, best rival? Like, Arvin is like a genuine fucking person who's like, yeah, my life is literal shit. My dad left me as a kid. I don't know what the whole mom situation is. I'm guessing
It's the exact same. Like, it's essentially the same thing as like the plotline for Violet. It's just switch of characters. It's
okay,
Professor,
it's just his
like,
mom instead.
yeah, it's Sada instead of Turo.
Okay, so like, yeah, like, it's just, oh, my dad's a shitter and stuff, and like, I mean, we'll also get into that when we get into that, but like, you start to like get into this character's head, and like, you know, he this dog that he had, the Mabstriff, I don't know,
Mabostiff.
Yeah, Mabostiff. Like, it's all he has left, and he's like just doing what he can to save, like, just to save his dog, like to save his Pokemon. And just, it's just really touching. And dude, like, seeing his like reactions to the dog getting some of his like just senses back and stuff is so freaking wholesome.
Dude, it is.
And like, when you have to face him with the Mabostiff, like, I'm rooting for them. I'm not even rooting for me. I'm like, kick my ass, man. You came back from death. Kick my ass. Do it. Beat me. I mean, I ended up winning, but like, beat me, dude. I was cheering for him. And then, like, not to mention, like, just the great, like, I don't know, everything with Arvin's storyline just felt so much more polished. Maybe I'm tweaking. Maybe I'm like.
No, you're not tweaking. You're right. I mean, think about it this way: his storyline is technically the main storyline, so.
That is true.
So yeah, I really agree with all that stuff though. Like, I genuinely do really like all of those, and like when you get to the battle with him, like, I honestly feel kind of bad battling him. I'm like, and they give you the option. They're like, wait, we have to fight your dog that you literally were just spending all this time healing. And he's like, yeah, sure, why not? He's all better. And I'm like, I don't know.
You see like the little dog like give you like this like devilish smirk, and you're like, okay, all right,
suppose we'll battle.
No, it's so good, man.
And he's like, oh yeah, now we have to build a crew, and luckily you just got your champion friend, quote unquote.
True.
You have them, and you have the. I don't know how Penny's considered a friend. Like, I don't know what you. I guess you're friends. You took down the thing. Man. Like, I don't know. I guess you're friends.
I guess you prevented her from getting, like, you know, it's kind of your, like, up to you that she's not considered like a criminal or a nuisance to society anymore. So like, I guess I don't know. It was one of those things that I didn't really think of it when it happened. So I was very like, whatever, I guess, sure, why not, you know?
Sure, she's your friend now. Like, but yeah, no, so you build up your squad, and then it's go time. You finally finally go into the area 0, which I don't think we talked about that part. Like we talked about the battle, but we didn't talk about what happened before that. Like with inside like the lighthouse, did we?
No.
Yeah, so you go into the lighthouse because when you're in the last mission, like for me, I did the false titan one, the false dragon titan one, and you're in the cave and you know the professor, like whatever the professor usually tells you about whatever Miraidon got, or I guess if you're playing Scarlet it'd be Coraidon. Usually he tells you when you walk outside the cave, but this time he didn't. You're in the cave still, and he tells you, and Arvin's like, wait, that's my fucking dad, bro. I literally haven't talked to this dude in a long ass time. He's like, oh hey, so I need you guys to do me a favor, go to the lighthouse, and then we'll talk from there. And then you go to the lighthouse, and essentially he wants you to go to Area 0. I forget why he says it. Do you remember what he says? Like in the lighthouse? I know he just says obviously go to Area 0, but I don't remember why he says it. Like, does he say to help him or like rescue him or something?
He's like stuck there and he needs help getting out, which okay, bozo.
So yeah, then that's when you do the fight. He's like, Arvin's like, yeah, we gotta see if like we're tough enough. You fight him, and then he says the whole thing that we just said about like with building a squad. So eventually you get over there, and the interesting part when you get into Area 0, like that top part there, Miraidon's fucking afraid, dude. He doesn't want to go down there. He's scared. He's like shitting himself.
Pissing and shitting, bro.
And you know you see the whole area like, or you're like looking down. It's like all the clouds and shit. And you're like, damn, I wonder what's going on down there. And then eventually everyone does ride down on Miraidon. And, dude, can I just say, that fucking theme gives me the chills, dude. I don't know what it is, but, like, I don't know what it is. Like, you know how, have you ever seen, like, the Kong Skull Island or whatever it's called? That, like, movie where they're on, like, the crazy, like, land of, like, all the huge animals?
Yeah.
Like, it gives me those kind of vibes. Like, it's, like, holy shit, scary, like, unknown territories. I don't know how to explain it right, but like it's like kind of scary with everything that's going on down there because you don't know what to expect.
Yeah, and I think that the thing that I like the most about it is I think that with a lot of these like you know weird because they seem to be doing this like that's another thing that I think that Sun and Moon kind of introduced is just like a wacky little area where there's like weird Pokemon, like how you had the Ultra Beast. There was like this, and I mean, granted, the Ultra Beasts were literally just aliens, and you were like just going through portals and capturing them. But like with this one, it felt very gradual. Like I liked how gradual it felt that you were going from like a regular ass piece of land down to like where the the more terraformed Pokemon or futuristic paradox Pokemon are. I thought that the transition was really good. The only thing that I thought was I don't want to say weird, but the whole confrontation, right? I loved everything about like you getting there, like arriving there. There's one freaking buzzkill for me though, and that's just Pneumonia is such a dog shit character. Like, okay, she's not a dog shit character, but like all the interactions that involved her felt so stupid. Like they just it was just like, oh, I have so much energy, and everyone's like, yeah, okay. Like dude, but like everyone else is like, I love when Arvin's just like, no, he's my friend. Shut the fuck up, L plus ratio. And like in my head, I'm like, he's right. This is the true fact. He is correct.
See, the difference for me personally. Sorry, I cut you off. But like the reason why I would say Arvin is just a better character than like Pneumonia is the fact that it's more so a show and like don't tell, like because with like Pneumonia, I feel like everything is just like, yeah, I'm Pneumonia, I like to battle, blah 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 blah. Like you don't get like any of her like actual character. Like Arvin, you like learn from like him showing you how he is. It's not telling you how it is. You know what I mean? Like that's why I really just like Arvin more. Like Pneumonia's just it's just like yeah, I say everything that I am. Like people have to tell you what she is. Like I don't know. That's why I think she's just not as good of a character as Arvin.
I completely agree with that. Like he's well, and the other thing too is like most of it is that Arvin. So Arvin's story arc is like with Demonias. It was like, oh, we're best pals. We're both going to be champions. Like I don't want to say that she was your best pal because you were going to be champions, but that's like kind of it's like a friendship by association. While Arvin is more of a like, wow, sure, first you're helping him out because like there's intrigue to it. You both have an interest in that. But as it goes on, I am now more concerned with so let me like this is my literal thought process when I was going through the game playing it. When I was beating the gyms, I was like, okay, I'm going to beat this gym to get um that the TM from the gym leader and get more items available to use in the shops and all that stuff and get like like the level up bonuses and everything. When I was doing Team Star, I was like, okay, I'm doing this to get more TMs to make and to like all the bonuses of that. I didn't give a rat's ass. I don't care if Meridian got the ability to teleport wherever the fuck I wanted him to. I just wanted to see more Arvin. That is why I grinded them out. I literally just liked being with that character and being around that character. He was wholesome as shit, and he's also the only person that I completed all the post-game stuff for, following, except for the languages teacher, because if you do all of his classes and then do like his little side story thing, he gives you a what's it called? Galarian Meowth, and I love Berserker, so I did that as well. But other than that, yeah, like I did like all of the post game stuff for Arvin, and because I just like being around his character. He's just a very like he's the kind of character that like he's not kind to you because he's a kind of person, which I know sounds shallow, but like it's real. Like people aren't just nice all the time. He's like genuinely your friend in the story, and it's fucking so sweet and wholesome, especially like when he's not the kind of person that just like again like you said like showing you not telling you. I mean obviously like he told you about his dog and stuff like that, but like he didn't just tell you like, oh, my dog is my best friend. Like you fucking saw that connection, man. That
Yeah,
shit was
exactly.
rough. That shit was rough to watch, like watching him like just get so upset about him, and then how happy he got when he just saw the slightest improvements to him. And like every single time that he would get a new herb, and like just like this small dialogue of him just being like just so optimistic about it and shit, like it just good shit, man. It's so good. Like a surprising like a well-written character by just writing standards, not even just like Pokemon or video game standards, like just in general a phenomenally well-written character.
Yeah, they did a really good job with Arvin. I gotta give the Pokemon Company that one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, sold my heart, man.
But anyway, so once you're down in the thing, the professor's like, so if you guys want to get to me to my big lab, you have to go into each of these labs and like essentially just like turn off like the shields or whatever it is that's protecting, or like the locks. So every time you go to one, there's like a Pokemon protecting it. The first time it's just a regular Glimora. I think it's Glimora at least. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. So you fight
Yeah.
either way, it's just a regular Pokemon the first time, right? And in the second time, I think for Scarlet it's the Jigglypuff one, but for Violet you have the Delibird that shows itself. And at first, Penny's like, "Oh yeah, look at that! It's so cute! Look at that! Oh, wholesome 100." And then it turns out it starts fucking blaring and like making noises and shit. And they're like, "Oh shit!" And you fight it, and that's like your first experience of like the Paradox Pokemon, besides the Dawn fan, of course.
Right. Fire Dusk.
And then as you go on, like you fight more and more. Like I think at the big lab, like a shit ton of them come out, and you have to like fight them with like everyone, which is pretty cool. And then as you're going through these labs, you get like bits and pieces more and more about like stuff you're like kind of lost about, like what the hell's going on down there, like what the professor's like really up to and shit. Like it's really I really like it for a fucking Pokemon game. It's really intriguing. Like I probably haven't been more interested in a Pokemon game in a while. Like when I'm getting these like bits of information, I'm like, damn, this is like really information, like or like really really interesting.
Yeah, and you know what moment I fucking loved watching too?
What?
That look that the Meridian that like beat up yours gives him when he's just like kind of flying by before the like you guys like you before you fight it. Dude, that guy was fucking scheming. That was a nasty ass look for a Pokemon to give another Pokemon.
It was. I can't even
And
imagine how the fucking Koraidon one looked like, because I mean he's got the actual like real face, like besides like, you know, or yeah he's a legit like actual like skin and flesh thing. So I think I don't know what it is, but like I think that would probably be a bit scarier than the fucking Miraidon.
yeah, which I mean, see, I like Meridian. Like he hella reminds me of Toothless, which is just, I think I said that last.
Well, yeah, no, I still like Miraidon more, but I couldn't even imagine the fucking Koraidon. I think it's Koraidon. Like,
Yeah, giving that expression, it would probably look really sick, to be honest.
but
I plan on just getting like, because I really wanted to. I was planning on streaming through a playthrough of Pokemon Violet.
yeah, I was wondering why you didn't do it.
So the thing was, is I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get to the first, like, I'm gonna get to the part, like, I'm gonna get past all the opening nonsense, get my starter, and then start it from there. Like, I'm gonna get to the part where I pick
Your
my
journey
starter.
actually begins, pretty much.
Yeah, and then I just kind of picked Fuecoco, and I didn't stop.
Fair enough.
And then I'm like, well, shit. So I was thinking about buying a copy of Scarlet, and
And then
kind
doing
of
it like
going on.
that.
And go like, yeah, just doing a thing of Scarlet, and because that way also, I was probably gonna wait until after Pokemon Home gets access to it, so that like when I catch all of the Paradox Pokemon, I can just trade them over. But I'd probably like the first thing I would do is just like start it, get the duck, and then put it in Home, put it in my Violet, and then restart it and run it with the cat because I don't. I love the Bond Clay thing, but I do think I like the cat more.
Not fair
I think
enough.
I like it a little more. But um but yeah, no. So I just kind of goofed up on the stream thing, but I I also I think that with the Paradox Pokemon, there are some that I think are a little goofy looking.
Oh yeah,
But
let's probably talk about the Paradox Pokemon now too, because I know we said we were gonna go through all the new Pokemon and save the Paradox Pokemon, and I'd say probably now is a really good time.
yeah, definitely. So I guess take it one game at a time. We both played Violet. Do we want to talk about the Scarlet ones first, and then talk about the Violet ones, or the Violet ones and then the Scarlet ones?
Let's just talk about the Scarlet ones first. I'm gonna pull them up really quick.
All right, I was gonna do the same thing. I will say the standout star for me is fucking Roaring Moon, the Salamence one. Oh, dude, it's just awesome. It's like probably one of my favorite designs just for a Pokemon, let alone for a for the Paradox ones. I really like Roaring Moon. It's a great design.
I really do too, and the reason I honestly really like it a lot more is because for me personally, and I don't know, this might be a shit take. I am not really a fan of Salamence. I don't really like Salamence. He's probably one of my least favorite pseudo legendaries. But
I completely like I don't completely okay, I don't completely agree, but I do kind of agree
like
because I think it's just a very boring design.
it
But
is a boring design,
it's,
yeah.
it's a clean boring design. Like it looks good, but it's just not doing enough.
And I think Roaring Moon just like it completely like fixes all of that. And also the thing that's pretty interesting too about some of these like, or I think it's probably just that one. Or no, I guess technically the same thing for the Iron Valley, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But I feel like Iron Valley and like Roaring Moon, the thing that's pretty interesting about them is they look a lot like their mega forms. Like, Roaring
Yeah.
Moon got the croissant wings, and then you've got Iron Valiant, which we'll talk about him, but
Yeah.
it's pretty cool how they kind of incorporate their mega form into it too.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think that's a pretty good design. Like I guess we're looking at the exact same one because I'm noticing that. Yeah, I kind of like that a lot. I think the thing that really gets me is I am a sucker for the feathers coming out of the ends, like the little blue highlights
I know,
on
I
the
really
edge
like
of the
that
edge of the
too.
feathers. Oh, that also, dude, you can't go wrong with Dragon Dark. That's just a fun typing right there.
Wait, is that his typing?
Yeah.
Oh my, I might have to get that on my team at some point. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
that's a fun typing. I really like
I
that.
I
That's
was wondering what his typing was because I don't know the typings of all of these the ones in the other version or even the future ones. I'm not too great with the typings, but
yeah. They're a little weird because you have to like kind of you would just think they'd all be steel types, but they're not. They're actually mostly electric types if I'm not mistaken. There's like a lot of electrics in there, I think.
I'm gonna pull it up on Serbia actually just so that way I can look at the typings too. Okay, here we go.
Gotcha.
Um,
I think that the other one I would say out of the Scarlet Paradox, my overall ranking, like ranking them from worst to best, I think my least favorite is Sandy Shocks. I get what they're going for here, but like looking at Magneton with legs just does not. I don't like it.
yeah,
It just makes me very uncomfortable. And then I would say probably after that Slitherwing. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but like
oh really?
Volcarona, I like I don't think there's anything bad about it, but like Volcarona is just really good, and I don't think that this makes it better. I think it makes it worse, and I'm kind of more judging it off of that. Like I'm kind of trying to judge this more based off of like what does it do for the design, rather than like what like just the design within itself in a vacuum. And then I would say after that it's Fluttermane. It just kind of mischievous with just longer hair. And then I would say Brute Bonnet is the first one that I would say is like genuinely good. I kind of like it. It gives me like My Chemical Romance vibes. I don't know why, but it just looks like an edgelord, and I love it. And then it would probably be Caridian. I don't have a problem with. I just don't like the head thing. I don't like what he's got going on with his head. That's like the only problem I have with his design. Then it's probably Great Tusk, and then Screamtail, and then Roaring Moon on top. I think all of them just literally do the original Pokemon's design just better by a pretty wide margin.
Even the Magneton.
No, not the Magneton. Everything past Caridian, I think does the design better. Everything before it, I think just is neutral or is whatever. I have like no thoughts towards really. Sandy Shocks is the only one that I think is just objectively worse.
Yeah,
Slitherwing, I think like I could hear if someone told me they liked Slitherwing better than Volcarona, I'd probably give them a very like I'd give them the Dwayne Rock Johnson like eyebrow raised look, but like nothing more. You'd get nothing more than me out of that.
I
Um,
honestly really like the Slitherwing to be honest with you. I think it looks pretty cool.
yeah, I agree, but like I think Volcarona is just better. It's just a better look. I think Volcarona is a better look.
Fair enough. Um, yeah, I'd probably say the same thing about most of them. Let me see. Yeah, I'd probably agree. I honestly just really like Great Tusk the most. I think Great Tusk is a really good improvement on
Oh,
Donphan.
oh
It
yeah,
looks amazing. And
Mhm.
I think it's so much better than fucking Iron Treads. Iron Treads is so fucking ugly. He's such a bad. I'm gonna be honest. He's a really bad Pokemon. I don't like it.
I think I think that there's one thing that we could have that it could have done to fix it. So I think that if it put the eyes, like you see how there's kind of like rings around his head or like around his face.
Kinda, yeah.
Take the ring just outside of like that black circle where his face is.
Yeah.
Put make that black as well, and put his eyes on that ring, and I think it would look a little better.
Like the one that the tusks are on.
The one before that one, the one in between the face and the one
Oh,
where the
okay, I
tusks
see.
are.
All right,
If you
yeah.
put the eyes there and made it all black, I think it would be just fine. I just don't like the fact that his face is kind of being covered by
the like
by
the trunk, yeah.
Because I also don't think like the concept art for it looks good. It just doesn't translate well to 3D.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say Iron Treads is just really fucking weak.
I do think it's definitely the worst one. I will definitely say that.
I'd honestly even put it below fucking Sandy Shocks, to be honest. I think it's a really I don't like the design of it. I think it looks awful.
I think I can agree with that. How would you rank? I mean, obviously with the Iron Treads on bottom, how would you rank all the Violet ones?
So since you ranked all the Scarlet ones, I'll rank the Violet ones. So I would say I'd put, like I said, Iron Treads is probably the really bottom. I'd say next one down from that. This might be a shitty take. I don't care. I'd put Iron Jugulus next. It literally doesn't bring anything new. It's literally just Hydreigon, except they made it worse. They changed the fucking typing, the flying instead of dragon. Why would they do that? So I'd put him next. And then probably from there, I'd say most of the other ones are pretty good, like from that point on. Maybe I'd probably put Iron Bundle next. And then I'd probably put Iron Moth. I think Iron Moth is really cool. I don't know if you've ever seen it going resting. I just saw it today, but apparently the wings, like, all, like, the lights turn off on them and they, like, go, like, how do you say it? Like, yeah, they're just off. I mean, they're still in the air, but
so cool.
It's really cool. I put Iron Moth next, and then I would put Iron Hands. I think looks really good. I think it's a really huge improvement on Hariyama. I don't like Hariyama personally, so
I agree with that.
I think it looks really good, and it's also cool. It's an electric fighting type, which is a whole new type to this region. I know Palmot has it too, but I think it works really good with him. And then I put Iron Thorns, because Iron Thorns is just what a clean Pokemon. That's like the perfect Mecha Godzilla Pokemon. It makes sense too.
Facts.
And then obviously I gotta put the GOAT Iron Valiant on the top, because, dude, they mix not only just regular Gallade and Gardevoir, but they mix fucking Mega Gallade in there too. And I don't know if there's Mega Gardevoir too technically, but I guess you could.
Yeah, I would say that the splicing on like the kind of dress thing matches Mega Gardevoir's bottom half a little bit better than Mega Gallade's.
Yeah,
because Mega Gallade's is a little more cape-ish.
Well, no, the reason why I say Mega Gallade is because of the arm, like, blades.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree with that. But, like, I think that it kind of is, like, Mega Gallade's, like, how it's kind of like a cape, but, like, it's just on the lower half. I forget what those are called, but,
I know what you're talking about, but yeah.
It's kind of got that going on. I think my order is the same as yours. I think that the only thing I swap is just Iron Thorns and Iron Valiant. But that's just because I'm a Tyranitar just nerd, and this is like literally like my favorite pseudo legendary by a country mile. So,
No, fair enough. But yeah, I would say still probably for me. Actually, I don't know. It's hard. I don't know if I'd say I like the future of the past ones more.
I think it would really like.
I like the shinies of the past ones more for sure, because they're not all chrome, which, I mean, it kind of makes sense why they're chrome, but, like, still, I think there should have been a little bit more creativity put into that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that completely. I do think that the all chrome Iron Hands is sick as shit, though. That is awesome. That looks so goofy, in my opinion.
Oh, I actually do really like that. I also really like the all chrome Iron Thorns. I think that one's probably my favorite out of them.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't seen all Iron Jugulus, but like at the same time, like I don't know if I care. Again, it's the same thing, man. Like at first when I saw it, I'm like, oh, that actually looks pretty cool, and then like I kept looking at it, and I'm like,
yeah, I don't care for Iron Jugulus. I think it's probably the weakest, or it's one of the weakest ones.
Yeah, definitely. I do hope that if they incorporate like DLC to Scarlet and Violet, we'll get more.
I think there is supposed to be at least two more. I think it's, if I'm right, it's Suicune and Virizion that are possibly gonna get them, but
Oh, dude. Oh wait, that's kind of yeah. That's what I'm seeing in the where there's like a, let me see. It looks like Suicune mixed with the other two legendary dogs.
oh, is it really?
Yeah, and then the other one looks just kind of like a futuristic version of that. But um, if it is Suicune with the other two dogs kind of combined into it, then like
GG.
that's a I'm buying Pokemon Scarlet right now. But I think there's a lot of just regular Pokemon that are just primed for the paradox forming. Like, first of all, I the fact that a prehistoric Tyranitar slipped underneath the belt. I don't know, man. I felt like that. I feel like that's just primed for a clean. Like, imagine a Tyranitar that like kind of had like bulkier, more pupitar coloring and armoring,
That would have been sick as fuck.
like a knight-esque looking Tyranitar. Like, I feel like that would have been so fucking cool. But like, this is such a great concept, and I really do hope that we get more than like just the what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that we got right now. Like, I would love to see at least like 20 of these. Especially, no, you know what they need to do?
What?
They have a chance to redeem themselves. Give us a prehistoric Baxcalibur.
That would be. I'd be down for that.
Redeem yourselves. You got another chance. Run it back, guys. Get it together. Run it again. Let's see what happens.
You know,
oh, go ahead.
I will say I appreciate them making more than just fucking Gen 1 Pokemon. Actually, is there any... I guess it's just Jigglypuff and Magneton that got, like, Paradox forms. I'm glad it wasn't fucking Gen 1 only. I'm so sick of them giving just favoritism to Gen 1. I fucking hate when Pokemon does that.
Am I tripping, or is Delibird Gen 1?
Delibird's Gen 2.
That's right. That was a good choice. I think Delibird was a great choice for the futuristic ones. That's a very goofy design. I love this one.
I'm like I said, I'm just glad it's not all fucking Gen 1. That pisses me off whenever they do that. I fucking hate that.
Yeah, I will say though, I would like to see one Kanto starter, Blastoise, get a prehistoric form. Like, I would like to see maybe even just a single, like, just any starter besides, like, the three. Because we kind of got, like, a prehistoric version of the Tyranitar and Samurott and Decidueye because of Legends Arceus. So, it would be cool to see some more... No, you know what? Meganium.
I'd be down for
Please! Please! Just, like, do, like, 3 starters that all are primed for potential. Give us a past Meganium, a future Delphox, and a... what's a water type that really falls short?
Oh, Hydrate?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, honestly. I didn't say that or Primaridian, or like a future...
No. I said Hydrate because, fucking Witheredness, Nathan in the chat, just redeemed something. I don't know if you could hear it or not, but I was drinking some of my drink. So hopefully it works with you. But anyway, I don't know. I'd say probably, I don't know. I don't know what starter could use it for water.
I think Primaridian could definitely use another go around. Although I don't know if future pass would be better.
I don't really know. Should we wrap up with like the story now? Because we gotta talk about the final things.
Okay, yeah. Oh, actually, you know, to close off, to finally close off the Scarlet and Violet, just drop any Pokemon that you'd want to get a pass. One for a past form, one for a future form. If you could like literally have like, there's a Game Freak attendant sitting in here right now, and he's gonna grant our wish. One past, one future. What Pokemon are you picking?
I'm picking Gliscor for the past and
Oh,
Grimmsnarl for the future. I think that'd be really cool.
ooh,
I'd love to see what they
that's
do with the hair, cause like that's the main thing, and I feel like, you know, if they do like a past one, he already has a shit ton of hair. What would they do with the future one with the hair?
right.
So that's what I'm going for.
I feel that. I kind of like that.
What are
Okay,
your picks?
My future one, I would go with Aggron.
Okay, I like that.
I don't know why, but well, okay, I do know why. I think that the armor is just very, like, it's just very primed for. There's good shit you could do there, with like the lights and shit, and I think for past, I would want to go with Flygon.
I literally was gonna say that too. That was literally my one. I was like, you know, Flygon for the past would be pretty cool. I was like, no way he'll say that, and then you actually did.
Dude, the one that's just already a really, really good design, and then on top of that, like, I feel like there's a lot of really good routes to go for Flygon for the past.
Dude, literally.
So, I'm glad we agree on that. Because if you didn't say Gliscor, I was definitely gonna say Gliscor for the past. So, shake, Game Freak, make it happen.
Past and
Gliscor
future.
and Flygon.
Past and future for Swampert and Gyarados. Those would be pretty cool ones. I'd love to see I think a past Gyarados would be really cool, or a future one.
Yeah, I think Swampert, like, making it a more like marshy looking for the past one would look really freaking cool.
I respect that. But anyway, I want to talk about the thing that really like blew me away in the Pokemon game, right? So after you finally get through all the labs or whatever, I think it's in the final lab if I'm right, or like you finally get into the one that he's in. The fucking AI, which yes, it is a fucking AI of the professor. He tells you that the fucking actual professor fucking died to the Pokemon. And when I heard about that, that blew me away because I've never seen Pokemon go to that length where they talk about Pokemon killing people or just death in general in the games. So like,
yeah, I don't think they actually have.
So when I saw that, I'm like, no fucking way Pokemon went there. Like, and I don't say that in like a bad way. I said it in like an awesome way because like it's sick thinking of like, I don't know, that Pokemon can legit actually be scary and they're not always just like little cuddly creatures that always bow down to Pokemon. Like, I think it's fucking crazy that the Miraidon or Coraidon kills the damn professor, like, depending on the game. Like, that's crazy to me. And like,
yeah, no, that it's actually because the thing that I was talking about earlier too is like if you go to like the language class or whatever and like do the little subplot. One of the plots is literally that like a small Palmy gets mauled by something bigger than it, and you have to like rescue it and shit. Like that thing almost dies, and then the professor sees you do that, and then like he raises it and shit. And I'm like, holy shit! Like that's like really like extreme for like a kid's game.
See, because like I mean, I know Pokemon has always had like the dark Pokédex entries, of course, but like, we've never seen anything where, like, there's, like, actual, like, death involved. I feel like it's always just, like, oh, you gotta go to the Pokemon Center, your Pokemon are close to, you know, they're fainted or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, you always see that. You never hear about, like, death or anything. It's just crazy. I mean, maybe I'm wrong with that. I feel like maybe Gen 6 actually did talk about it, but, like, there's never, like, you know, there's never any actual, like, characters that you find out, like, die or, like, are dead or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That are like important to the story. So
right. I think the only time I can think of it is that like doesn't Gary's Rattata like canonically die in Pokemon Blue and Red? Like he's like they're like paying respects in Lavender Town. Also, Wither Redness, kids don't read, so get ratioed.
But
you can't if you play Pokemon games, you can't read, so I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
But yeah, no, literally, that's what I was saying, like, about the Pokédex entries.
Yeah, no.
But,
like, dude, Gengars are fucked, dude. Gengars are so bad.
Dude, but yeah, no, like, in the actually with Tinkaton literally like hunts down fucking Corviknights. I don't know if you read about that.
Oh, dude, literally, I was on like I saw everyone just being obsessed with Tinkaton and just like being like, oh, this is the best Pokemon ever. I'm like, what's so great about this? And I read like one Pokédex actually where it literally like Corviknights can't do like their taxi service thing that they normally do because Tinkaton just like chuck rocks at it, like hit rocks at it, and I'm like, that's base as fuck.
It's crazy. Oh yeah, I was literally about to say that too. The Drifloon that take kids away. That was gonna be the next thing I was gonna say.
Very base Drifloon, thank you.
But anyway, dude, then we finally get to the most crazy shit where like essentially the whole thing is like, with what do you call it? The professor is like you finally learn that like the professor, he essentially wants to make the time machine for his own ambitions. Like it's not really like, for the fame or anything like that. Like he doesn't give a fuck about the clout, the fame, the money or whatever. Like he's just like, I want to do it for me. It's my dream. And you essentially have to stop his dream because if you don't, all these fucking future or past Pokemon are just gonna spread into the actual like just the region and they probably fuck people up just like he got killed. So you have to literally just stop him. And the craziest part is like the AI is like, yeah, I'm gonna have to battle you. Like not that I want to, but it's in my code that I have to battle you if you try and shut this down. But please do it. So that I think that fight is so fucking cool. I love that fight.
Agreed.
The music for it is amazing, and him up there with the fucking eyes, and he's like the text is all fucked up, and also I don't know if we talked about this at all, but most of the music in this game is made by fucking Toby Fox.
Oh yeah, I literally forget about that. That is crazy.
And that the whole thing with like his text being fucked up definitely gave me like Undertale like Deltarune vibes. Like dude, it's so cool. I love it. I love the fact that Toby Fox gets an input in Pokemon games. Maybe that's why they're starting to get better. Maybe that's why the games are starting to get better because they got Toby Fox like helping out on it. But yeah, no, the fucking music is so good just thanks to him.
I agree.
But yeah, that fight, and then he brings out the last Pokemon, brings out like Iron Valiant, and another one he brings out Dark Moon or Roaring Moon, like, dude, it's just insane. And I love how he's like just catching these Pokemon. I think he catches them is it in Master Balls?
Yeah, like he just has all Master Balls.
All of his Pokemon are just in Master Balls. He just throws. He doesn't even throw the Pokeball down. He just like slightly like lets it drop down. Oh, it's so fucking sick. I love that fight. It's such a good fight.
Dude, they even pull out the anime fucking like power up shit with Meridian or whatever the Scarlet one is, where it's like
the one where you what do you call it? Like when he brings out the Miraidon you fight against.
Yeah, and he just holds on by like 1 HP. All of his stats just go like totally maxed out, and you just one shot the bitch. I'm like, all right.
That part definitely gave me Undertale vibes because it's like, when you beat Sans, like, and you can't really do anything. You're like stuck sitting there, and then eventually he falls asleep, and then you have to move like the heart down to like the attack button. That's what it kind of gave me the vibes of, like. The really last resort, like, oh shit, I actually have something I can use to fight him, or I can do something about this. Like, I love that. That was so sick.
Yeah, that I do really like the fact that like it was like because it's I think yeah like it said like oh it's restricted that only the Pokemon that the professor owns can be used right now, but like Meridian is owned by him, and I'm like oh shit that's actually like really fucking smart.
That was a really cool plot point. And you can't even throw your Pokemon out. You just see your Pokemon get thrown and then the lock is covered over. Like, that was so cool.
Dumb facts, dude. That was such a great, just, a phenomenal scene.
That has got to be one of the best endings to, like, the Pokemon games in, like, recent years. Like, in, like, a while, actually.
Call me crazy. Maybe ever. Maybe.
Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to agreeing with you on that. That was an amazing ending. I I honestly want to kind of watch that on YouTube now. Just like watch that fight. Like, oh, dude, that was such a good fight. I'd love to go back and do it again too. Like I wish I wish Pokemon had multiple save files. That'd be nice, but
yeah, I agree. That's kind of why I want to get it with Scarlet. I want to re-experience the game but with a different coat of paint.
I would totally be down for that. But yeah, and then eventually you beat him. I forget what happens. Like I didn't go back down there yet, so I don't remember what happens with the professor, like the AI or whatever, if it gets shut down or what. But
doesn't it like self-destruct? Or no, it like merges with the time machine, like kind of.
Oh yeah, yeah. You might. I'll let you actually take over this because I've been explaining a lot of the plot. I don't really remember this last part. Like I mean I remember the part when you leave, but I don't remember anything else.
Yeah, because like when you put the book, the actual Violet book back inside of the machine itself, so it's just that he's like literally just defense protocol. Once that happens, and once you shut him down, like the AI and the machine itself kind of like remerges with the time machine to shut it down.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say.
You guys just leave.
I was gonna say I wasn't sure if there was anything else more to it, but
we do get. I'm pretty sure the professor has a very somber goodbye to Arvin.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he does.
That was a very, very somber moment. Like just kind of getting like I really liked the fact that it was handled like, you know, it was handled very well, considering that like it wasn't. The AI wasn't trying to make it out to be like he was the actual professor, and Arvin wasn't making the AI out to be
his dad.
His dad. Like it was handled the way it should have been. Like it was like a voicemail or something that you got from somebody. Because there's something that I don't want to say that I've noticed, but that I've seen a lot in fiction when these kind of things happen, where you get a story plot ending with someone getting like a message from their someone getting a message from their either a significant other or a family member or whatever. They get a message from them and they treat like while I get it, like it still would be a very like emotional thing. Like I also like it when people have a sense of realism that like, I accept the fact that my father or whatever family member it is dead, and that this is the last thing that I have of them. Like there's this sense of maturity that you also kind of get from like people having a bit of acceptance of the reality, and that's another reason why I like Arvin. I'm sorry, I hate to like meta narratively break down a fucking 10-year-old's video game, but whatever. but yeah, no, I really like that approach. I like it better. I like it than trying to make it something that it doesn't need to be. I've already gotten like my emotional fill from the game. Like everything with his dog was plenty for me. And so I'm glad that they didn't try to like squeeze emotion out of that, and they just kind of let the scene be what it was.
It was really nice. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was a really good ending. It wasn't trying to like, it was expertly handled. Like that's a very weird thing to say, but like it's true, and it's kind. I haven't felt this strong about the ending or the story of a video game since Spider-Man PS4. So that's and I think that's something pretty impressive to say. Like, because that game's story is heavy. It is genuinely heavy.
That is a really good. I mean, I didn't ever get to play it myself, but I watched someone else play it, and it was a really good game. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely really did like that game. And then yeah, you finally walk out. You're with your friends, or sorry, you're with Arvin and the two other people.
True.
And then you walk out, and you're just I don't remember what all they say, but then you get fucking Ed Sheeran. You get jump scared with Ed Sheeran, and then that's it. Then you get the credits. And
then post-game nonsense is just kind of filled with more pneumonia shit.
I haven't gotten through all of the post-game yet. I have to redo all the gym leaders, but right now I'm redoing my team because I want to do my team of Pokemon I like from past generations. So once I have them all leveled up from raids and shit, that is when I will be doing those. But
Gotcha.
I've been trying to mainly just get shiny Pokemon, complete my decks, and so far I'm at, I think it's 4 or 5 shiny Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I'm only at 2 right now. I also haven't been like looking too hard for them.
Well, I've just been doing the easy shiny strat, which is essentially just go to one of like the mass outbreaks, knock out 60 of them, and then just use the camp to like refresh them, and then boom, eventually get a shiny. But so I've gotten a Swablu, a Fortress, and I feel like there's one more I got. Oh, and then the one I was talking about earlier, the Glimment. I think it's called Glimment, the pre-evolution of Glimora.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty nice strategy. I like it. Sucks that it doesn't work on every single, or like all the ones I've tried hunting, I haven't gotten all of them for. Like I tried to do it with Dracloak, didn't get the shiny of that, didn't get the shiny Ghastly, but sometimes it works out.
Damn.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is our thing on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
And I guess the question then is where would you overall put Gen 9? Just like at like, you don't have to like give like a whole like, you know, rank of
on the tier
every
list.
single gen. Like yeah, just on a tier list. Where would you put Gen 9 as a whole?
I want to say, as of right now, I don't want to put it really high up because of recency bias. Like I don't want to put it in S tier, but I'll give it A tier at least. I think A tier is fair enough.
I think I'm right there with you. I would be between an A+ and an S, and I think that if I enjoy it, if I play through Scarlet and enjoy it the same as I did when I played through Violet, I'll probably bring it up to an S. But I think that like if one more cool thing happens for the game, like if the game gets like a really good DLC, because I think the only thing that's stopping it from being an S right now, just like a definite S, is just like a lot of the smaller, just little glitches and little shitty things that can happen. Bless you. Thank you. But yeah, just like the little shitty things that can happen every now and again, like that's kind of it. If it wasn't for those things, I'd probably confidently put it in an S. And if it was a little more difficult.
Yeah, that's why I'd probably say too. But that, and plus, I don't know, I don't want recency bias to kind of just like carry the whole thing and make me go like, oh yeah, that's an S tier. That isn't because I mean it is a really good game, but I want time to settle for a bit, give it a year, and then see where I'd place it. But
yeah, no, I feel that.
So far,
yeah, I mean, overall, I would definitely recommend it to anybody. Like, I would tell anyone if you like Pokemon, like if you are somebody who hasn't touched the game in a very, very long time, and you still like the franchise, like, and you like modern games, like you like open world RPGs, seriously play this game. It is very good, and I think that like as long as we can get if we can give Nintendo the right message that we want more Pokemon games like this, but just made better, then I think that we'll be on a streak of having like the perfect Pokemon games. Because again, like my only complaints are just small glitches, frame data issues, which I think most of the frame data stuff is just the Switch itself, rather than the game itself. Like framing normally isn't a game issue. It can be, but it's not always. But and then also just customization. They need to make like that needs to happen now. The next update needs to let you change your fucking outfit.
And honestly, for me personally, if they take it, like, if it takes, like, a year or two longer for them to make, like, a high-quality Pokemon game, I'm all for it. I'm literally all for it. I don't care. I will wait long just so I can have an amazing game to play, and there's not any, like, as many issues as this. Because, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, the launch of this game, like, obviously the game itself was, like, really good, but, like, the bugs and glitches were, like, insanely bad. It was really pissing me off my first time. But
yeah,
I overall, like, this is the direction Pokemon needs to go with their games from now on. Just, like, really give a good story, make some amazing Pokemon, and like, I'd say make the games somewhat, more customizable, like how you said in the last podcast. Like, give us an option to skip the intro for people that have already played.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm all for, waiting a long time for a really good new Pokemon game. But
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I think that even like coasting around, like while I get that Game Freak is probably on like a very strict schedule from Nintendo, I think that like a rule of thumb of like, a game coming out and, roaming on it for like 2 years, having like a small group of staff work on DLC and keeping the game fresh, keeping new events going on, and then having a team working on the new game and giving like a 2 year gap between games where you have a group of team members constantly working on the new game and more people are slowly being moved over to that crew. Just something kind of like that. I think that Destiny had a kind of similar process to that before with their like massive DLCs, like the ones that were like basically like story campaigns. And I think it's a decent method, but like it would be so nice if that game was just more polished and also just on a better console as well.
yeah, I'd
But
I'd say the same.
I genuinely think that game might be like, if that game ran at 60 FPS and had no glitches, I think it would probably be my favorite game. I won't lie. Like I think that there's just like some, not that like a game's quality inherently determines how good it is, because like Heart Gold and Soul Silver are still my favorite Pokemon games,
Same.
and like they are like literally like just there. You're just a little circle dude walking around a map. Oh, that's another thing that I wanted to talk about with this. The following mechanic is good, but it's really easy for your Pokemon to like get completely lost behind you and get back into the like capturing. I know that it's really unrealistic for some of the Pokemon to be able to keep up with you while you're running, but I will take that over having to take them, like, put them in the ball, take them back out. I ran away too fast and now I have to put them back in the ball. Like, I would rather a Snorlax, even though Snorlax isn't in this game, I'm just using as much of a hyperbole as I can. I would rather a Snorlax be booking ass behind me in the stupidest fashion than have me have to like, close it and like literally just try and run with a slack off. Like, try it. It is aggravating. It is genuinely aggravating. I don't know who is going to want to run with a slack off, but like it is not a fun experience. I get why they did it, but I think that this is one of those circumstances where you can kind of cut consistency. Like, you can be inconsistent in your game and it is okay. Everyone will forgive you because that's just how the mechanics should work. It's kind of like how in God of War, you can't open a chest without a key, even though Kratos could just bust the chest open. But like, we all accept that he can't bust that chest open because getting the key to open it is part of the game.
Or like what they could even do just to improve it, like besides making them fast. Like, you know how in the water they give you the little like thing that the Pokemon stands on if they're not like a water type or can't fly or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
putting a little platform underneath them and having them fly over, I'd honestly be fine with that too. Just for them to
that'd
keep
be kind
up.
of funny.
I think that'd be pretty funny, and it kind of would work. I know it's not the highest tech, like it's kind of a what do you call it? Deus Ex Machina, or I guess you could call it that. I don't know. Maybe that's not the
Yeah,
right way to say it, but like, yeah, I
I get what you're saying. Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. That'd be like a little goofy having like a Snorlax. Like if Snorlax ever does get added to the game, but he's just like snoozing on this little balloon, like that like white balloon thing, um, and he just like he's just following you, taking a nap, and he's just kind of following you on the little raft. That would be kind of funny.
but yeah, actually, I'm gonna take the spoilers thing off now, because I mean, we're not really talking about spoilers anymore. But yeah,
That's true.
I would say Scarlet and Violet are probably like A tier games, and I honestly really hope that like Pokemon like continues to make games like a lot more high quality in the future, like taking some more time to work on it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely. I think that would just benefit everyone. And I do hope that, like, cuz Nintendo doesn't, I get it, like Pokemon is one of their most profitable companies, so Nintendo puts them on a very strict schedule. But like, think about the amount of freedom that Nintendo gave. Like, I don't know how much you kept up with, like, Smash in terms of like their like DLC and in terms of like new games and stuff like that. Now, granted, like Smash is the kind of game that you literally only need like one per console and you just kind of ride with it. But like the DLC for that game came out very far apart. And there was very little like actual crunch times on that. Like Nintendo was very generous to Sakurai with most of it because they would kind of just be like, "Okay, you know what's best. You do what you have to do." But like with Game Freak, they're very like, "You have to have this done by this point in time or else." And like I could live with a Pokemon game not coming out in November. Like if a Pokemon game would just get delayed like 5 or 6 months, make it drop in like May or April, and I'm cool with that. Like I see, because the problem is that the reason why they drop Pokemon games in November is because of just like it being this time of
Christmas.
year. Yeah, people like people buy hella copies around this time of year. It's a very good time to drop a video game. I get it. Like it makes sense, but like I don't know.
I just can't believe how, how many games they just had come out within like the last like probably like even a year. Cause think about it, they had fucking Scar or not Scarlet and Violet. I mean, they did have those. Those were the last ones. And then you had fucking Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. That was like the first one. Then you had Legends Arceus, which I know there was two different teams working on that, but like still, it's
Yeah,
fucking
we're still.
crazy. Like, and then you had Scarlet and Violet just drop out, or like this year, or this
And
month.
Sword and Shield wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah, and like the DLCs, I'm sure they were working on that for a bit. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I do
insane.
hope that they give him a chance to have a bit of a breather. Like,
Like, holy
especially
shit.
since a lot, like even like think about this, like in right respect, like there was so much new content in all of these games. Now, like, granted, Legends Arceus had the two fucking worst regional forms ever in Dialga and Palkia.
Yeah, I
But
didn't
like
like them.
that is, but like still it's new content. And there were still some good regional forms, and I'm not gonna lie, when I finally caught a Stantler in Pokemon Violet and I saw that he didn't have like an open Pokédex slot after him for his evolution, I was genuinely upset. Same thing with Basculon or whatever that fish is called,
Well, they'll be. You
because
can bring them in with like the what's it called once that comes out, the Pokemon Home. But
yeah.
they're not part of the Pokédex, which I mean it makes sense. They're past forms technically. I wonder if
Yeah, no,
I
I
wonder if
get
they're
it.
considered paradox Pokemon or not.
I was thinking about that, which I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, probably. I guess I don't know. I mean, they're not like. I mean, they're not paradox in the sense of like they came from the time machine, but like they would be from the past. So yeah, I don't know. It's neat to think about though. Like, I don't know. I do hope that they, like. I mean, also all things considered, there's a lot of Pokemon in like just the regular base decks for this game as well. Like, this seems like it seemed like there was a lot of Pokemon that you could like. How many pseudo legendaries were there in this game? Like you have the Salamence line, you have the Tyranitar line, you have the Garchomp line, you have Baxcalibur. Ooh. You have Dragonite. Like there were so many
Dragapult.
just pseudo legend. Oh yeah, Dragapult. I thought that was fossil.
No, they're not fossils. That's the fossils are the fucking mix and match ones. Remember?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Hey, wait, that's right. We didn't get fossils this game.
Oh yeah. Huh.
What the fuck?
I didn't even fucking think about
What the
that. That's fucking
ponga,
wild.
bro?
Although I did. What do you think about the fucking four, um, whatever they are?
The ones from Gen 8.
No, the like the four like the legendaries.
Oh, those. Um, I don't know. I haven't caught or used them yet, but I like I don't know. I'm
Like
kind
the
of split on
fish.
like some of them. I like the fish and I like the like snow leopard, but like the other two.
Yeah.
I know there's like
Bro.
that meme that's like live Wo Chien reaction or whatever. I don't know if you've seen that image, but like
Yeah.
but I don't know, him and the one with the basket on the head are kinda they're whatever.
Yeah, little goofy looking. I won't lie, not very cash money to be honest.
But yeah, I would say this generation is, like I said, it's a pretty good one. Pokemon wise, story wise, gameplay wise. I
Yeah, only good things all around. I say.
yeah.
Couple minor step backs, like hopefully they can address the clothing thing like soon. Like that, I feel like that's a pretty easy fix. I could be tripping.
I feel like they could
I
do DLC. I feel like they'll maybe bring out more clothes for that, but
Yeah, even if they make you stick somewhat to the school uniformness, which I really hope they don't. Like, I especially like, dude, like Diamond and Pearl, like those remakes did not even need to have customization. That was like the one Pokemon game that could have had none, and no one would have fucking cared. Like, literally, people just wanted to see the older games brought into the newer like software. Like that's literally it. Nobody cared about customizing. And they put so much customization options in that game and like none in Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, which is these are also probably the two like besides the nonsense that goes on sometimes like when the game looks good, it looks really good. Like some of the textures on the Pokemon is genuinely insane. Like for some like I don't know why this specific Pokemon for some reason, but like Camerupt has so much texture in his hair for whatever reason. I don't know why, but that one specifically, and the same thing with Scizor, like the how shiny he looks. I don't know. It was really good. It was really good. Like it looks good, and I would like them to add in the just more customization because yeah, such a waste.
With that all being said, do you want to end it here then? Because we are at the hour and a half mark.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I guess maybe next week we can talk about how maybe what Dead by Daylight is or isn't. I don't know.
Is next week gonna be just us, or do you think we'll get
I I'm
Funny
gonna
Man
try to
on?
get him. I know that David's been very like busy, kind of like he just like hasn't had a good free Friday. I'll try to shoot him another text. Um, but yeah, like I'll see if he's cool for next week. But if not, we can always just go the Dead by Daylight route, and then like I mean, it'd be pretty cool if you were like mostly caught up to One Piece by the time. Like I mean, we honestly an hour and a half is plenty of time to talk about like literally a single arc. Like any mega arc of One Piece, you could definitely go on for like an hour plus for with three people.
Yeah, I I don't know. Do you with the One Piece stuff? Do we want to make that like do we want to make that like a whole thing we do for like a few weeks, or do you want to just like make those bonus episodes? Like, what would you want to do with that?
We could talk to David about it. We could always just do like a maybe instead of like a Friday or something, like maybe we could do it on a Saturday and just do like a mega like just do like a mega podcast, like just like a really fucking. Oh wait, you know what? I'm not gonna say it on stream or on recording, but I might have a really good idea for this, and we can talk about it when we close off.
That sounds good. Anyway, guys, for anyone watching on YouTube, thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know this is an extremely long podcast. Like we're at
Yeah,
probably like 3 hours or something. Like
yeah,
like with this part combined with the other one, like I'm sure we're at like a really like long time frame. But I appreciate anyone that comes and sticks by for this because I know, like I said, it's a lot of time. But I hope our conversations definitely piqued your interest. You know, sparked some thoughts in your head. But
Yeah, I really do hope that, like, because I used to be a stickler. I was one of the, like, Gen 1 sticklers for a while, like, with Gen 5 and stuff, and then I played Gen 5 and realized it was freaking awesome. And then kept playing the game from there. The only game I didn't play was Sword and Shield, and that's just because, like, I didn't have good access to a Switch at the time it came out, and I just kept delaying buying it. And, like, Gen 4, mostly just because of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but yeah, sure, whatever. I'm kidding. Gen 3 is great. I'm not here to spark controversy, but yeah, I used to be like a Gen 1 legalist, and like these games are worth playing. Like if you're a Pokemon fan, you would enjoy these games.
You'll enjoy them.
And
believe
like
us.
I don't like, telling people just to buy things. Like I'm not trying to be like a Nintendo like over the top fanboy, because I will shit on those fuckers when I can. And generally speaking, I don't know if anyone's in the Smash scene, but like with that stuff, I've kind of been doing that because they've been dicks. But like I will shit on the company if need be, but like I think that they can be mostly forgiven for a lot of the errors of this game, Game Freak included. Like I think that this is a good game, and I think if you were if you were like, I don't know, I don't want to get it, I still think even if like you knew nothing about the game, we spoiled the entire storyline for you, I would still go in and experience it yourself.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a fun game. You'll like it, and you'll actually get to witness it instead of listening to us describe it. So,
Facts.
but anyway, like I said, thank you guys for listening. Feel free to check out our socials down below if you're on YouTube. And I hope you guys, I'll see you guys next time.
Peace out, y'all.